Her avatar has not turned gray yet, meaning she is still alive. Though given her good luck at the last station, and her bad luck at this one, I am not sure she can really make it to the station alive. 40 minutes ago. Brother Ye, do you want to meet up when we arrive at the station? How about I bring you snacks and alcohol? 9 minutes ago? Oh no. There are so many mummies blocking the front of my train, but they are so slow like snails. Haha, it seems my bad luck isn't that serious after all. It's just that the alcohol I prepared for you shattered. Sorry about that. Now, alright Brother Ye, I've really started to have bad luck. The wheels got caught in a mummy's corpse and the speed has decreased a lot. Can you sell me some repair materials? You know, at the last station for the things I put on the trading platform? I don't know why, but nobody bought them except you. Sure enough, the bad luck has begun. I tell her getting your wheels stuck by a mummy is so like her. Zhao Lin, clutching her gun in a corner and peeking outside from time to check whether monsters are blocking the way ahead, sees the message and grabs hold of it like a lifeline. She tells me she didn't want this either. Brother Ye knows her talent. She was supposed to sell the items she got at the last stop for resources, but no one is buying, and she really doesn't understand why. It seems her bad luck did not just begin at the station. It began the moment her good luck ended. As for why no one bought her snacks, that isn't hard to understand. Among those still alive, except for a very few, who could spare extra resources just to satisfy an appetite. I tell her to just deal with it. She wails that she can't just deal with it. She'll give me all her snacks, please sell her materials for repairs. Behind the dialogue box is a chibi emoji of someone kneeling and crying, which is honestly amusing. Funny or not, I do not intend to be her savior. I tell her she must have opened a treasure chest at the last stop, and I want the train coins from it. Use them to trade for materials. The chat falls silent. I am not in a rush. Less than a minute later, her response comes back. Okay, following that are the materials she needs. Just 42 machine parts. Any other time, Zhao Lin certainly would not have been willing to take out 2 train coins for that trade. But now she has no choice. Profiteer, she cries. Even if she reaches the trading station, she won't be able to buy anything. This is too bullying. After getting the materials, she repairs her train before the monsters can catch up. Then with a mournful face pats her empty wallet, lamenting that she sold me so many snacks for nothing, that I do not know how to cherish a lady at all. Boo-hoo, her money, all gone. A new friend message arrives. I tell her right. I'll tell her something as a friendly gesture. Does she want to hear it? Trying to scam my money again, big profiteer. I won't fall for it. Although she says that, an instant later, I want to hear it. Tell me, Brother Ye. The docking time at this trading station is infinite, I write. Huh, really? Doesn't that mean the moment Zhao Lin sees the message, she stands up straight in excitement, head bumping into the wooden cabinet, items spilling onto her head. Ow, that hurts. She doesn't care about that and continues tapping. If I could stay here forever, wouldn't that mean I don't have to continue the adventure? As expected, if I hadn't warned her, she would likely have chosen to stay. Her talent keeps her constantly cycling between danger and happiness. Especially when facing great good luck, she does not feel surprised. She feels even more afraid of the next bad luck. That is terrifying. But this is a trap, right? She eventually writes. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told her in advance. She would have discovered it herself once she arrived. She takes a deep breath. The excitement gradually fades, replaced by helplessness and lingering fear. That's true, she says. How could this world ever let us off the hook? Even if she really stayed there, she would definitely face things even more terrifying than on the train, especially since her current stop is bad luck. How could anything good happen? Thank you, I understand. She is very smart. She got the answer from just one sentence. I do not say anything else. I only reminded her because this little hen occasionally lays golden eggs. Her living a bit longer will not hurt me. As for whether she dies in some future instance of bad luck, that will just be a pity. A second train enters the station with a deep rumbling. A woman with smooth waist-length black hair steps off the vehicle. She looks around and frowns slightly when she sees only one other train in the station besides her own. She takes out a light blue Japanese-style flip phone. She types out a question. Am I not at the station yet? I am already level 3. This train isn't mine, is it? I, who was playing Gomoku with the smiling man, hear the system prompt and look over in confusion, thinking that unlucky girl has gotten into trouble again. But when I pull up the light screen, it is Shangguan Yingshui. So that vehicle is hers. She has arrived quite fast. And how is she talking to me from outside? A mobile phone. I had not expected the woman to be the very one I have been trading with daily. That makes sense though, since besides me and Li Xiaosheng, she is the most outstanding among the remaining train captains. I am not there, I write back. A question mark comes back instantly. She wonders if she hasn't woken up yet. Rubs her eyes, then asks how. Li Xiaosheng said in the public chat that he was the fastest and hadn't seen anyone else, unless I am already level 4. Guess, I tell her. Boring. She closes the chat in annoyance, takes a deep breath, unable to suppress her confusion and shock. How on earth did he do it? Why is he leveling up so fast? She cannot understand it, so she has to accept it. She switches to the system station introduction. Docking time infinite, she reads. A boring trap, she concludes. She has absolutely no intention of staying. Following the signs, she finds the shopping hall. There are 3 paths here as well. Roman numerals I to 3. She chooses the third without hesitation. Just as she is about to enter, she sees Li Xiaosheng walking out. An exquisite marksman rifle appears from her phone, dark muzzle aimed directly at the top of his head. He swallows in fear, raises his hands, and points trembling at the warning sign nearby. No killing. 4 large characters written clearly. He stammers that he is Li Xiaosheng, that killing is not allowed here. Move aside, she says. He says he'll leave right now. Please don't shoot. Bypassing the gun barrel, he runs out 2 steps, still shaken, before suddenly remembering himself. He is Li Xiaosheng, the first to arrive here, the president of the alliance. Since she was able to arrive after him, she must also be very capable. Can he invite? Bang. The bullet lands at his feet, a hair's breadth from piercing his thigh. The first, she repeats, blowing the smoke from the muzzle, looking at him as if he were an idiot. Heh. Feeling the blatant mockery, his face turns the color of pig liver. If not for the fear of that gun, he would have left long ago. Scuttling out of the shopping hall in defeat, only when he is clear does Li Xiaosheng dare to bellow that she will regret this. This guy really is flexible. After watching the show, I turn around and jump off the train. I should be going too. I pull a water pipe connected to the shopping mall from the window of the first carriage and toss it back to the smiling man, telling him I'm done. Take this back. The water tank is currently overflowing. The smiling man silently pinches the pipe and answers faintly that having the train captain fetch water at the trading hall is against the rules. It's already good enough that I found this water pipe. I smile. I said that, but in the end, didn't he still agree to it? I board the train and close the carriage door. Outside, the smiling man takes off his mask once again. He asks me to remember, no matter when or where, never to trust the infinite. If I trust it, this is the end result. I will remember it, I tell him. Next time we meet, he says, he hopes I can help him find release. If I cannot, that is fine too. He has been disappointed many times. One more will not make a difference. Looking at his distorted and deformed features, I feel neither disgust nor fear. I shake my head, take out a blessed white forest fruit from my storage unit, and hand it through the window. Don't worry, I tell him, I will remember. Next time we meet, I will definitely help him find release. He takes the fruit, and I press the start button. At this station, the departure time is completely free. The train travels far, passing through the void-like screen ahead. Looking back, the station that had existed behind me has already disappeared. Although it is a station in the wilderness, it is still a bit different, isn't it? There are too many secrets in this world, not something I can figure out right now. Throwing myself onto the bed, I call up the system light screen and begin to tally my gains. First are the 2 level 6 items, the Great Compassion Heavy Machine Gun and the Trickster Sword. The former, without doubt, has to be installed on the Vigilant Sentry. Its 9 weapon slots currently hold 5 exquisite shooter rifles and 1 mithril crossbow, which can already handle a level 4 slaughter station without breaking a sweat. And adding the heavy machine gun means I could actively drive around a level 4 slaughter station looking for monsters to kill. As for the latter, honestly the Trickster Sword's appeal is near zero. A weapon that consumes my mental power limit is sentenced to death in my book. But since it was obtained for free stuff is always good, and even if I just sell it later it would be a huge fortune. Beyond that, my water tank is now filled with 1,000 kilograms of fresh water. Even after 7 stations, fresh water is still quite precious, since a person can go 7 days without food, but not 3 without water. Phew, still can't rest yet. Leaving the soft bed, I take out the Great Compassion Heavy Machine Gun from its safety box. Looking at the domineering machine gun in front of me, I rub my hands in excitement. Will it become cooler and bigger after sublimation? So I begin. Stamina 120 to 90. Mental power 120 to 100. Only consumed 50 points. Strange, this is a level 6 item. Why is the sublimation cost so low? I open the identification function in confusion. Enchantment. Mental power magazine. Great Compassion Heavy Machine Gun. Level 6. Can consume mental power to additionally load a magazine with a capacity of 500 rounds. The level hasn't increased. Aside from the original description, it has an extra ability. And unfortunately, the heavy machine gun's potential is now completely exhausted. It cannot be improved further. Not bad either. An extra magazine of 500 rounds, plus the original 300. I am relatively satisfied with this sublimation. After configuring it for the Sentry, I consume 50 mental power to fill its mental power magazine and load 300 rounds of level 3 ammunition. This sword, forget it. I do not plan to use it, so there is no point in sublimation, and the Trickster Sword is tossed into the last slot of my storage unit. It is still early. Today is going to be very idle, so I might as well sublimate this thing too. Pure earth-binding stone. When at the level 4 slaughter station, I had thought about sublimating it to ensure the train wouldn't be invaded by evil mental powers. But later the sentry was so fierce that it almost cleared out the station, and the matter was shelved. Stamina 90 to 40. Pure earth binding stone to pure purification stone. Level 5. Placed anywhere on the train, it can keep the interior in a pure state, immune to filth, interference from evil mental powers, and invasion by evil. Potential exhausted. In my hand, the already smooth stone has actually become somewhat transparent, the cold and hard touch carrying a strange softness, the stone itself emitting a faint glow that should make a fine night light. I buy a wall-mounted ornament on the trading platform and place it in the center, directly facing my bed. Looks good. Phew, finally got it all done. Casually taking out a white forest fruit, I lie comfortably on the bed and open the light screen to check the public chat. By now, others should be arriving at the station soon. So Li Xiaosheng didn't tell them about the infinite stopping time. It should be known to everyone soon. How many people will fall into this trap? The chat. 1574 divided by 1000. Damn. Finally about to arrive at the station. I'm truly exhausted from this trip. Whoa, you're that fast. Did you upgrade your train's wheels? Hey, I got a blueprint in the first few stations that allows using manpower to increase speed. Otherwise I wouldn't be so tired. Didn't Li Xiaosheng say he would send out the news once he was first? Why hasn't he sent it? Brother Li said he would send it to members of the Alliance. You aren't in the Alliance. Why should he send it to you, idiot? Heh. Why is there always someone willing to be someone else's dog in this world? So disgusting. If he doesn't send it, I will. A train captain who used manpower to increase speed enters the transit station, becoming the 4th person to arrive here. He pants heavily, walks out, and sees 2 trains parked nearby. Whoa, besides Li Xiaosheng, there's someone else who arrived so fast. There are still other big shots out there. After envying them for a moment, the system light screen appears before his eyes too. Forward station. What kind of name is that? Sounds terrible. Stop. Stop time. Infinite. Holy crap. A screenshot is quickly sent to the public chat. Holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. My eyes must be playing tricks on me. I read what was posted backwards. What a pity. +1. What are you guys focusing on? The stopping time is infinite. If we stay at the station, does that mean we never have to go to the next one again? The one above is +1. As expected, after learning about the infinite stopping time, some people start getting ideas. Shangguan Yingshui, walking out of the shopping hall, scoffs at the conversation, takes her gains, boards her train, and leaves. Unlike her, Li Xiaosheng does not leave, although he doesn't intend to stay either. The alliance he established has already agreed to meet here. Furthermore, he has a plan to harvest resources. Since the docking time is infinite, as long as his alliance blocks the 20 tracks, everyone else will have to wait outside. If they don't pay the toll, they can forget about entering. As time passes, more and more people arrive. Among them, thanks to the basic resources he provided, his members arrive faster than the rest and occupy the vast majority of the 20 tracks. Those who arrive later can only stop outside and be attacked by the constantly appearing monsters. They huddle together for warmth and curse him in the chat. Li Xiaosheng, what do you mean blocking the entrance? Hurry up and let me in. Is this station run by your family? Why should you demand resources? Damn it, 1 train coin for passage. Who do you think you are? What an idiot. Wait until I get in, I'll kill him. Heh, who told you to arrive late? If you had been able to enter first, you could have done the same thing. If you're incompetent, you're incompetent. Brother Li is doing the right thing. The members who benefited join in flame wars with the others. With more and more monsters appearing outside, some choose to compromise and pay the toll. Li Xiaosheng experiences the taste of power for the first time. As expected, he came to this world to be the protagonist. He cannot wait to show off, so he pulls up his light screen and enters that deeply memorable ID. Ye Qian, I am the only one he will never let in. Fetching water, watering the tree, I skillfully pluck a fruit and take a bite. This still tastes the best. I'm getting a bit tired of eating big fish and meat. If anyone else heard that, they would probably be furious. The light screen hovers beside me, displaying my private chat interface, when a message appears. Li Xiaosheng, why is he looking for me again? I ponder a moment, and since I have nothing to do right now, I decide to see what he has to say. Yi Qian, this is your last chance. Hand over that rifle blueprint and I will consider letting you enter the platform. Otherwise, you can just wait outside and die. Enter the station. I left the station ages ago. And with that tone, did I do something to offend this guy? Another message arrives. What? Too scared to speak? Haha. To tell you the truth, even if you hand over that blueprint, I will definitely make sure you die outside. Do you really think a low-level rifle blueprint is precious? I will pay you back double for the humiliation you caused me. No wonder I always thought he was weird. So he's just a psycho. Deleting him earlier was definitely the right move. I cannot be bothered to deal with this psycho, so I tap the light screen and reply with a single word. Oh. Then I block and mute him. completely cutting off contact. Inside the station, Li Xiaosheng, who has been waiting for my response, sees the word O and instantly has veins bulging on his forehead, frantically tapping his light screen, sending a long string of messages only to find the send option has turned gray. Blocked, he dares to block me. His face turns bright red, looking as ugly as a big-headed clown about to explode. As time passes, even without paying the toll, the number of people entering the station continues to increase, because his plan has a huge and obvious bug. There are 20 tracks, and the prerequisite for keeping people out is keeping all 20 occupied. When outsiders pay the fee, someone occupying a track must leave first, then notify the next person to follow up. But this way, the occupying members keep leaving, and once outsiders enter, they don't listen to them at all, staying if they want and leaving if they want. If it weren't for some who, upon learning of the infinite docking, decided to try staying, the 20 tracks would have long been impossible to keep occupied. And among those, quite a few are his own alliance members, who have no intention of leaving. The alliance's gains are minimal. This makes Li Xiaosheng, who has already spent a large amount of materials upgrading wheels and speed for his members, look increasingly grim. The so-called alliance was never solid to begin with. Everyone joined just to freeload materials, and when it actually came time to do something, lip service counted as high moral character. Furthermore, he could form an alliance and others could secretly plot to snatch resources from his hands too. He spends his days showing off supplies. Everyone knows how wealthy he is. If this continues, he will become the most conspicuous fat sheep. The members' gazes toward him are gradually changing. With no other choice, he has to slink away from the station, the trash plan having failed even to recoup the capital he spent on the others. Li Xiaosheng's departure does not mean that everyone can enter at will. The 20 tracks are firmly held. Even those still outside he would spend resources to enter find no one paying attention, because those who remain there have no intention of leaving. They feel that regardless of how long they can stay, or whether there are food and supplies, as long as they don't get on the train and don't encounter a new station, they can live a few more days. Zhao Lin, currently suffering bad luck, is one of those unable to enter. With a mournful face, she hugs the gun she bought from me tightly, only this bringing her a sliver of security. Did I not die inside the station? Am I going to die outside? Woo, why am I so unlucky? Outside the train, the sounds of monsters can be vaguely heard in the dark wilderness. She curls into a corner, covers her ears, buries her head. As long as she does not hear them, she will pretend the monsters do not exist. 24 hours. A strange bell chimes suddenly. All the monsters gathered outside scatter and flee, as if they have sensed some kind of terror. Zhao Lin looks up in confusion and stares out the window. The huge station standing in front of her is being wrapped by a mass of black sludge. Under the moonlight, it seems as if it were alive. Inside the station, the smiling man, having removed his mask, slowly gnaws on the white forest fruit I gifted him. He stands high in the air, coldly watching the 20 people who have gathered and stayed below. Foolish, pathetic, weak people. They don't even have the qualification to be cursed. Stay? Infinite. In this world, there is no option to stop. Whirlpools of black sludge appear beneath the people's feet. They try to flee in terror, but within that sludge, even their trains are constantly being devoured. Help! Help me! Miserable screams echo under the night sky. The smiling man continues to nibble. So delicious. A burst of noisy notifications wakes me up. Hurry, 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 look! My god, I almost got eaten. ? I open my eyes, see Zhao Lin's message and feel speechless. Do you have any idea what time it is? I'm sleeping. Sleeping. I can't sleep at all, okay. Brother Ye, look at this. That station is actually alive. A photo comes through. Seeing the station wrapped in black sludge, I also perk up. Yo, you were hiding a camera. That's not important. Look at the picture, it scared me to death. Luckily I didn't go in. Don't tell me you never actually entered that station. I pick up the pocket watch beside me and check the time. You know, my luck is terrible right now, so it's normal that I couldn't get in. But I have to thank you for telling me the docking time was a trap. Otherwise, I definitely would have used the last of my things to trade for a qualification to enter before that. So where are you now, I ask. Zhao Lin blinks and looks around. The station that had stood in the wilderness has already vanished. The road ahead smooth and clear. The trains that had originally gathered have also disappeared. Who knew when? It is as if they had suddenly vanished from each other's worlds. The station is gone. The other trains are missing too. Only one track remains on the ground. The train restarted as if this stop had never appeared. Brother Ye, what is going on with this world? Bringing us here, what exactly do they want? Is it really just as Shea said? I think to myself. The world where every train captain is located is independent of each other. Phew, just how many worlds are there? It's truly unimaginably vast. After a small sigh, I turn over to a more comfortable position. Don't think so much, I write back. Instead of having time for that, you'd be better off sleeping more. Don't forget we'll arrive at the next stop tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, you're right. Good night. The chat ends immediately. Beneath the wilderness in the middle of the night, only the roar of the passing train echoes. Who knows what will happen next? Early morning, 6:30. A cold broadcast voice wakes everyone still sleeping. We will arrive at the 8th stop today. There are 2 stops left before the end of the novice period. After the 7th stop is completed, the survivor's incentive reward will be distributed. Different amounts will be distributed according to the order of arrival at the 7th stop, the public trading station. The first to arrive at the public trading station will receive 4 train coins. The second place gets 3. The third place gets 2. Other arrivals receive 1 train coin. Those who fail to enter the station get no reward. Today's weather: clear skies. Remaining number of people in the current E3 block, 1204. The block merger will take place in 3 hours. I don't know if it was an illusion, but I always feel this broadcast is more lively than before. Hearing that there are train coins to collect, my morning grumpiness from being woken up vanishes. I happily bring up the train system. The mail icon flickers with a faint light. 4 train coins fall into my palm, and I weigh them a few times. Counting these, I already possess 7, still 3 short of buying the chip. Walking over to the sleeping Wally, I lean over and pat its iron head. Keep it up, Wally. As long as we find another treasure chest at the next stop, it will be enough to install a brain for you. Unlike my good mood, on the other side, Li Xiaosheng's face looks terrible. Why? Why is it 3? I was clearly the first one. System, this is unreasonable. He angrily files a complaint with the train system. All he gets in return is a cold sentence. No errors in sorting. Train Captain Li Xiaosheng. E3 block 4409. Questioning the train system has been detected. 1 warning issued. If it happens again, you will be sent to the penalty platform. Damn. Then who exactly was it? Who could possibly be faster than me? Compared to his reaction, Shangguan Yingshui falls into deep thought after receiving 2 train coins. That guy was telling the truth, she muses. He was indeed the first to arrive at that station. However, why didn't he buy anything? Recalling the 2 level 3 item display cases seen in the shopping hall, one was taken away by Li Xiaosheng and the other bought by her. Then what did Ye Qian buy? She does not believe for a second that he had no train coins. That profiteer is definitely the richest among everyone. It really makes one curious what kind of talent he has, the young girl whispers to herself, casually bringing up the light screen where in her personal information there is an existence called talent. Mirror Moon, consume mental power to randomly obtain an item lower than the train's level. She rubs her brow, sighing at the pile of shriveled water balloons she has obtained through her talent, lamenting that she failed again. Of all the useful items in these past few days, besides the water purifier, there was only the mobile phone. And the feeling after consuming mental power is so uncomfortable. The self-doubt after it drops below 50 is already this terrifying, and if it dropped further, can a human really withstand it? I can't use my talent for a while, she mutters, and this recovery speed is just too slow. Sublimation. Mental power 120 to 110. Low-level carriage blueprint to comfortable new carriage blueprint. Requirements: 150 kilograms wood, 200 kilograms metal, 90 machine parts. Can submit additionally 30 kilograms glass, 20 kilograms fiber for carriage modification. Carriage construction successful. Current number of carriages, 3. The low-level carriage blueprint I had obtained at the very beginning is now sublimated. Sure enough, I was right not to sublimate it back then. The materials required for construction have increased a lot, but for me now it isn't much. Construction complete. Entering the interior, compared to the low-level carriage, it is cleaner, tidier, and everything is new. Not like the old one, which no matter how thoroughly cleaned, could not hide the rust marks everywhere and the teeth-gritting noises. But I am not satisfied with this. Sublimation. Mental power 110 to 95. Comfortable new carriage to planting carriage. Planting carriage. Equipped with temperature regulation functions for different blocks. Plants grown in this carriage will grow at a faster speed. Can be equipped with smart chips for automated modification, after which it can automatically complete planting, harvesting, and watering work. Note: this carriage requires electricity consumption and must be equipped with any power generation device before it can be used. Planting, not bad, just in time to move the white forest tree over. As for the generator, that goes without saying. I have the blueprint, so I directly spend resources to craft it and then perform sublimation, resulting in a device that only requires burning wood and metal to generate electricity. The environment inside the planting carriage is relatively humid, and it has 6 sections that can be freely divided in size. The temperature and humidity in these sections can all be adjusted. Beneath my feet is not the steel floor of the train, but black fertile soil, and I plant the white forest fruit tree right in the center, where the skylight that can be opened freely above the carriage allows sunlight to shine down perfectly. There is still plenty of space left, so I simply plant the tomatoes I obtained from Yoyu Manor as well. The growth acceleration of the planting carriage is quite significant. They have already taken root and sprouted shortly after being planted. The first batch of tomatoes is expected in 3 days. I also buy watermelon seeds on the trading platform. Obviously what someone had left over after eating, tossed onto the platform at a cheap price that nobody else bought. Just my gain. Wiping the sweat from my forehead, I look at my masterpiece with satisfaction. There is still empty space, so in the future I can keep an eye out for seeds and plants at stations. Useful ones can be transplanted in. Nothing else on the trading platform feels urgent right now, and the blocks are about to merge anyway. Train conductors in other blocks will surely bring new trade products. 9:30. Once the 3 hours are up, the broadcast rings out right on time. Starting block merge. D56, D119, E3, E19, E28, E103 totaling 10,000 people. Starting merge. Merge complete. Current number of people, 1000 divided by 1000. Nothing earth-shattering happens. Only the number of people in the chat keeps climbing until it returns to the initial 10,000. On the public screen, lines of scrolling text make people feel as if they have returned to when they first arrived in this world. Holy crap, it really merged. Hey, can the brothers in other blocks see this? We can see, haha. Finally someone to chat with again. We only have over 300 people left on our side. Almost all dead. How about you guys? A little over 1,000, but just how many blocks are in this world? Damn, there are even 3-digit numbers following the letters now. A little over 1,000 is decent, so it seems our D119's 1,900 people count as the most. Right, that's right. With Brother Zhao here at the very least, we won't starve to death. Who is Brother Zhao? Is he that awesome? Of course, Brother Zhao is our D119's most awesome big shot. Started growing vegetables at the first station. A lot of the food we eat now is bought from him. Plus Brother Zhao has a level 3 train. So what if it's level 3? So what if he grows vegetables? It's like we don't have that here. Our brother Lai is definitely the first to upgrade to level 3. Exactly. Our block even has people selling guns. Do you guys have that? Arguing, laughing, showing off. While people from different blocks merge, they attach different labels to themselves. Even if the survivors within the blocks have no actual emotional connection, that line of letters and numbers before their individual numbers still brings a tiny sense of self-identity. Even though it had nothing to do with them, they use the excellence of others to show off, as if the blocks shared in each other's glory and shame. Started growing vegetables at the first station. As expected, there are capable people among the survivors. Tisk. I'm still too weak, it's almost the 8th station and I've only just started growing vegetables. I'm way behind. I shake my head with a sigh, take a bite of a white forest fruit, and open the trading platform I am most concerned about. Since the blocks merged, the platform should have merged as well. Sure enough, inside there is a significant increase in items and supplies. Each block has its own situation. Just like that D119 from just now, they seem more inclined to sell food, but no seeds or anything like that. This is normal. After all, with someone who started farming at the first station, most of D119's seeds would naturally end up in his hands. There's quite a lot of stuff. Let me see. After browsing the trading platform for a long time, I buy a few changes of clothes, a bar of soap, a toothbrush, and toothpaste. The price is neither high nor low, and very few people buy them. Most are still struggling to survive, and few would spend resources to improve quality of life. With these things, I simply splurge a little. I also buy a large wooden barrel, fill it with clean water, strip off my clothes, and jump inside. Hiss, ha. The water is very cold, but it feels very comfortable. I squint my eyes in enjoyment, body constantly relaxing in the water. All my fatigue dissipates at this moment. After taking a bath and changing into a clean set of clothes, I lie on the large soft bed. If not for the roaring sound of the wheels by my ears, at this moment none of the train survival stuff matters anymore. 12:30. 30 minutes before arriving at the 8th station. Fate's crossroads triggered. Please make a choice for docking between the following 2 stations. Station 2. Plains of Nights, Level 4 Escape Station. Station 2. Plains of Nights, Level 4 Mission Platform. It is another new type of station. Escape. Judging by the literal meaning, it isn't a good place, and this station is even named Labyrinth. In contrast, the second option is a mission platform, which I have already experienced many times, and the gains here generally aren't bad. Select Station 2. Station selection complete. Please sit tight and hold on. The 8th station the train is arriving at ahead is Plains of Nights. The train moves forward, slowly accelerating as time passes. A distortion appears in front of the train. When the hour hand on the pocket watch points to 1, the entire train passes through the void. The world outside the window changes in an instant. Current station, Plains of Nights. Available docking countdown, 9 hours 59 minutes and 59 seconds. Good luck. This station, danger. What the hell is this docking time? I rub my eyes, thinking I have misread it, but the countdown displayed on the light screen tells me it is real. System, isn't my docking time only 5 hours? The train system's response soon comes over the broadcast. The train captain's docking time is fixed. Once increased, it will not be changed again. The docking time of train captain Ye Qian, number E3-1102, has been interfered with by. Furthermore, because train captain Ye Qian's docking time exceeds the limit for new train captains, the option to increase the train's docking time will not appear when upgrading the train before arriving at the 10th station. Is that really how it works? Isn't that just trying to screw me over? I am speechless. The inexplicably added stopover time has both pros and cons. The pro: at certain resource platforms, the longer the time, the more I can collect. Conversely, at certain extremely dangerous platforms, I will have to stay a full 7 hours before I can leave. The interference with the train system is a system issue. The broadcast adds, the system has provided additional compensation. We hope train conductor Ye Qian will continue to work hard. Forget it. I will just be more careful next time. Since things have reached this point, there is no other way. I shake my head, walk straight up to Wally, and insert a coin. Wally initializing. I tap his iron head, a smile appearing on my face. Good luck, Wally. If you find a treasure chest at the station, I'll install a brain for you. Watching Wally roll out, I press the door opening button. Just as I am about to step out, the sound of hoofbeats catches my attention. I see a knight clad in tattered armor, riding a gaunt, rib-protruding old horse, charging toward the train with a rusted spear in hand. Enemies. So fast. But if this is an enemy, this is just too shabby. After a moment of thought, I stop the sentry from firing. This is a mission platform. Based on past experience, the first person encountered is related to the mission. I let the knight approach. I walk out, draw my gun, and fire. A bullet lands precisely at the feet of the old horse. The horse is startled and immediately flips over, throwing him off. Ouch. The knight's helmet rolls aside, revealing a cardboard core inside. So weak. That is my first impression. His face is haggard, his skin dark, his sparse grayish beard covered in mud, his frail body looking as if a gust of wind could blow him away. Yet there are those eyes. Even from a distance, I can see the fanaticism and persistence in them. Sir, are you all right? I do not know what to call this old man, but judging by his look, he seems to be a real human being. He says he is fine. Wait, am I a human? Why did I come out of the belly of a giant dragon? Ah, he understands. Have I already killed that giant dragon? Heavens, I have conquered the dragon. I am a great dragon knight. Giant dragon? Dragon knight. What is all this nonsense? I feel completely baffled. Could he be a madman? Master, are you all right? From the same direction, a short, chubby man riding a gray donkey comes wobbling over. Ha ha, Sancho, it's nothing. He says I offended this great dragon knight. This is fate's arrangement, letting me meet a dragon knight before I battle the giants. Sancho, a familiar name. I feel like I have heard it somewhere before. Master Don Quixote, what giant dragon? The huge black creature in front. Didn't you hear it? The roar emitted by this giant dragon. Didn't you see it descend from high in the sky? Don Quixote. Upon hearing that name, I immediately remember who the person before me is. Don Quixote. A knight lost in ideals and illusions. The archetype of all losers in the world. This is actually the world of Don Quixote. Then the short fat man beside him must be the most important supporting character in the book. His servant Sancho. So the train's platforms can actually be worlds from stories like this. I never expected that the protagonist of a book I read as a child would appear before me in this way. I sigh inwardly. Don Quixote has already climbed up from the ground, patting the mud off his armor, trying to look more like an excellent knight. Master Don Quixote, that is not a giant dragon, Sancho insists. That is just a row of houses connected together with strange wheels attached. No, that is a giant dragon. You are still an amateur when it comes to adventures. It is a conversation almost identical to the one in the book. Only the subject the master and servant are debating has shifted from windmill giants to a train dragon. Could it be I am playing the villain in this mission platform? No, that isn't it. Turning around, I see 34 windmills standing in the rice field ahead. It was my sudden appearance that interrupted Don Quixote's first battle. Apologies, Lord Dragon Knight, he says. There are still long-armed giants ahead, waiting for me to crusade against. Once I have eliminated the giants, I will come back to converse with you. He raises his spear, mounts his old horse, bypasses the train, and heads toward the rice field once more. Master, those really aren't giants. Those are windmills. The long arms are their windmill blades. He completely ignores Sancho's shouting, charging forward while yelling. I stand on top of the train watching the scene unfold. Just as I think Don Quixote will crash and fall like in the story, the world before me suddenly undergoes a subtle change. Windmills? No. In the rice field, giants have appeared. I hurriedly rub my eyes, and when I look again, the giants have turned back into windmills. What the hell? I realize instantly that something is wrong, and quickly return to the train. The power of the pure purification stone calms the discomfort in my heart. But the scene I see inside the train confirms one thing. The things in the rice field are not windmills. The things in the rice field are long-armed giants. Don Quixote was right. Why is this happening? I call up my personal information, and under the mental power column I see an unexpected line of text. Mental power 120, witnessing truth and falsehood. A state of mental power I have never seen before. What exactly is the mission of this mission platform? It seems I cannot underestimate mission platforms from now on. Is it over? In the rice field, Don Quixote has been casually knocked over by a giant. The moment he falls, the giant turns back into a windmill. God bless, Sancho exclaims. Didn't I tell you? Those are windmills. Unless someone has windmills in their brain, how could they not admit those are windmills? Quiet, Sancho. While the two bicker, Sancho helps Don Quixote stand up and remount, and they return along the path they came, preparing to continue toward their goal. As they pass the train, I, who have been acting as an onlooker, suddenly speak up. Don Quixote, do you intend to run away? The giants are still there. Don't you want to become a true knight? True, a true knight. A single sentence makes Don Quixote's eyes widen, while Sancho stands beside him with mouth agape. That's right, a true knight, I press on. Haven't you seen it, Don Quixote? Those giants are ravaging the commoners' wheat fields. As a knight, how can you choose to leave? I point toward the field, my gaze shifting between him and the wheat as I observe. Sure enough, after I speak those words, Don Quixote looks at the field once more, and at that very moment, the windmills, no, those giants, begin to run rampant. Giants, giants. That's right, Sancho. Do you see? Those are giants. Great Dragon Knight, thank you for the reminder. Sancho looks back and forth between Don Quixote and me, confused. He even suspects he has gone mad. There are only windmills in the field. Where did the giants come from? Master Don Quixote, they really are just... Enough, Sancho. Are you questioning the Dragon Knight? Don Quixote excitedly puts his cracked helmet back on. Lord Dragon Knight, you are right. How can a knight flee from battle? I must fight them. He turns the horse and charges toward the wheat field once again. From my perspective, the giants in the field grow increasingly solid, raising their arms and reaching toward Don Quixote. Giants, prepare to die. Facing monsters dozens of times larger than himself, he shows no fear, raising his ragged lance to thrust forward. Bang! The moment the tip of the lance touches the giant's arm, the sound of a gunshot rings out simultaneously. The bullet fired by Ebony strikes the giant's palm, and Don Quixote's lance simultaneously pierces into the bullet hole. The giant lets out a painful howl and then collapses to the ground. Don Quixote rubs his eyes and shouts excitedly, looking at the giant's corpse. Ha ha, Sancho. Did you see? I did it. I killed a giant. Sancho does not speak, because he is staring in shock at me. In his eyes, the windmill has been pierced through by a flash of fire shot from something resembling a black flute held by this strange young man. A mage. Every bullet I fire lands exactly where Don Quixote's lance strikes. 34 windmills, 34 giants, 34 charges. He shows no fear. His face is filled with excitement. As one giant after another falls, the space in the field becomes increasingly distorted. Even Sancho rubs his eyes, for he too vaguely sees those windmills turn into long-armed giants. Giants. Are they really giants just like the windmills? That world is undergoing a change, and the one guiding this change is Don Quixote. As the number of giants dwindles, even without my help with gunfire, Don Quixote is able to pierce through the giants' bodies with his ragged lance. Why? Because he has already determined in his heart that he could do it. Just as he had already determined that what was in the wheat field were giants, not windmills. The perception of this world is changing along with him. I watch all of this and understand that this is the task for the station. When the last giant falls, Don Quixote, covered in blood, waves excitedly towards Sancho and me from the field. Haha, Your Excellency Dragon Knight. Friend Sancho, did you see? I did it. I killed all the giants. I am a true knight. He holds his lance high, and his old horse Rocinante inexplicably appears tall and mighty. Friend Sancho, I didn't lie to you, did I? Those were giants, and I am the knight who eliminated the giants. From now on, you must call me the Giant Knight. Oh, and Your Excellency Dragon Knight, the Giant Knight thanks you for your help. It was thanks to you that I did not disgrace the name of a knight. I do not yet know your name. My name is Ye Qian. I tell him, there is no need to thank me. I only did what a knight ought to do. My gaze stays fixed on the field, and I do not pay much attention to his actions. To commemorate the friendship between knights, please accept this. A wooden round shield is offered over, which finally makes me turn my head in some surprise. For me, then what will you use later? Don Quixote pats his chest, saying he will go and forge another shield, that for the sake of our friendship, friend Ye Qian, please accept it, and from this day forward he and I are an alliance of knights. If I ever encounter a problem I cannot solve, he will certainly come to help. I originally do not want to accept it, but after seeing the information about the shield, I changed my mind. Don Quixote's round shield. Use it. When you encounter danger, your ally Don Quixote will come to help you. Please let him believe that he is facing a powerful monster. As a knight, he will not retreat. witnessing the friendship between the giant knight Don Quixote and the dragon knight Ye Qian. Don Quixote and Sancho leave. They are going to continue their journey. Watching their retreating figures, I think silently. Having experienced a real battle, will Don Quixote still become the loser from the story? Perhaps the flock of sheep will truly turn into an enemy army, and the Knight of the White Moon will truly be a knight. As long as he believes, Don Quixote will charge forward. What a terrifying ability. Believe and it becomes true. I suppose I've changed the plot, haven't I? If Don Quixote truly possesses those powers, perhaps he won't become that loser. Right. Tisks, I guess I've done a good deed. Right. I wonder if he has this kind of ability at other stations. He should. Right. Heh, if he really does, then this is a good thing it wasn't a waste of all my acting. I stroked this unranked wooden shield. If he could really do the same thing in other worlds, then as long as I drag things out and give Don Quixote the confidence that he can win, wouldn't that be invincible? Putting the wooden shield back on the train, I immediately rushed toward the wheat field. Because the 34 giant corpses are gradually reverting to the appearance of windmills. The power of belief has a time limit. I had discovered this point after Don Quixote left the field, which is why I had kept my gaze fixed here. Come out, processing table. It would be a real pity to let these monsters that existed only in fantasy disappear like this. Might as well try and see if some things can be salvaged. It just so happens that after equipping the arbitrary processing module, salvaging large-sized things is much more convenient. Salvaging long-armed giant, fantasy, corpse successful. Obtained, giant skeleton X1, dream crystal X1, meat chunk X1. I can understand the skeleton and the meat chunk, but what is this dream crystal? Illusory crystal. After consumption, one can awaken within a dream. What does that mean? A lucid dream. What use does this thing have? I do not think too much about it and continue salvaging. One corpse takes 10 minutes to consume, 34 would take over 5 hours, but factoring in the time it takes for the giants to revert into windmills, the final number I can salvage is likely around 13. Giant skeleton X13, phantom crystal X5, meat chunks X13. The final harvest is just this. If the processing table's recycling speed were faster, I could have collected all the corpses before the giants turned back into windmills. But the processing table is integrated with the train. To upgrade it, the train must be upgraded as well. The remaining corpses had already returned to the shape of windmills, and I do not waste them either, recycling them into wood. The biggest harvest this time is the giant meat, but I do not intend to eat such things. The meat of humanoid monsters is disgusting just thinking about it. However, just because I won't eat it doesn't mean others won't. 13 portions of giant meat translates to 130 caddies in weight. I fill all 5 trading slots, pricing each portion at 1 train coin. For survivors who haven't tasted meat in a long time, this price is extremely cheap. Even though I explicitly label it as giant meat, it cannot stop the desire of some people to purchase. Someone is selling meat on the trading platform. You can buy 10 caddies for just 1 train coin. Damn it, I spent 1 coin for 1 caddy of chicken yesterday. It's so infuriating. Is this for real? Damn, there really is. I haven't eaten meat in a long time. Forget it, I have to buy 10 caddies to roast. Anyway, I managed to get 1 train coin at the last trading station. Heh. Don't buy it. Didn't you see it says it's giant meat? Can you really bring yourselves to eat the meat of humanoid monsters? Exactly. Are you guys still human? I despise you. So what? Giants aren't humans. I'm so hungry for meat I'm going crazy. Forget giants, if I were starving enough I'd even eat people. Stop barking or I'll kill you all at the next public trading station. Is the mental power of the person above very low? Still have 33 points. So what? Did I eat your rice? Identification complete. The person above is going crazy. It doesn't take long for the meat on the platform to be snatched up. After all, these 10,000 people are all survivors who passed the 7th station. Not only are all their trains level 2 or above, they also have more or less train coins in hand. Moreover, the price I offered is the absolute lowest in the market, so they don't care whether it is giant meat or not, they buy first. I replenish the listings and they sell out once again. In just this short while I gain 10 train coins. I do not sell the remaining 3 portions, keeping them just in case they might be useful. Furthermore, from the conversations of these people I noticed something. It seems that for others, once mental power drops it is very difficult to recover, and after falling below a certain percentage they will gradually fall into madness, which is what they call mental fatigue, self-doubt, sanity dissipation. But what about me? Having used sublimation so many times, even when my mental power was at its lowest below 20 points, I still felt nothing, and my recovery speed was also very fast. It is not hard to see from the conversations that mental power consumption is extremely hard to recover from for ordinary people. But my recovery speed is even faster than my stamina. Could it be that I have some special ability I don't even know about, and the train system cannot even detect it? I scratch my head, unable to figure it out, and stop overthinking. When the cart reaches the mountain, there will be a way. When the boat reaches the bridge, it will naturally go straight. Thinking so much is useless and only adds trouble. After resting for a while, I continue working. Don't forget where Don Quixote fought the giants. This is a wheat field full of ripe wheat everywhere. I transplant a portion of the intact wheat into the planting carriage and load as much of the rest as I can. Departure countdown 3 hours, 41 minutes and 8 seconds. With 41 minutes left until departure, while I am harvesting wheat I find Wally, who hasn't returned yet, under the ruins of a windmill. You weren't pinned under here the whole time, were you? No wonder you haven't come back for so long. Wally shakes its mechanical arm, tracks rolling as it keeps moving in one direction. The treasure chest is there. I follow. At the very center of the wheat field, next to the wreckage of a windmill, I remember this was the spot where the last giant disappeared and the endpoint of Don Quixote's first charge. Under here, moving away the rubble, a dark golden fragment appears before my eyes. This thing, why does it look so familiar? Wait a minute, I cannot believe what I am seeing is real, because buried under this ruin is actually 1/3 of a blasphemy card. No way, it's complete just like that. Am I dreaming? I had originally thought it would take a long time to find the last third. After all, Shea had been sealed for 15 years just for that one piece. No matter how I thought about it, this thing should be an extremely precious and rare item. I never expected to find the final third at the 8th station. Picking up the fragment, I ponder slightly. Should I synthesize it? What would happen after synthesis? Would I encounter danger? The hesitation lasts only an instant. Then I push those thoughts to the back of my mind. Nothing to hesitate about if you have it, and don't synthesize it. Are you even human? I take out the other 2/3 from the safety box. Once the 3 card fragments are combined, they fit together seamlessly, as if they had never been separated. Dark golden radiance flows out from the blasphemy card, turning into infinite streams of light that envelop the entire world. The card floats in midair, and a faint whisper suddenly rings in my ears. I cannot understand it, but the sound grows louder and sharper, as if 100 sopranos are shouting, singing, and proclaiming something. Even covering my ears does not help. The unbearable sound makes me pull out my gun, preparing to just shoot the card. When the sound suddenly stops at that moment, the radiance dissipates, and the dark golden card falls into my palm. Creepy. This thing is definitely not a good item. I'll just check the effects. If it's no good, I'll just throw it away. Despite saying that, my eyes are full of anticipation as I look at this blasphemy card. Blasphemy card 7. Anchorer. Anchor. Consume mental power to set an anchor point. A maximum of 3 can be set. Cooldown 1 day. Voyage. Consume mental power to teleport to the location of the anchor point. Banish. Remove all anchor points and forcibly banish the enemy to the wilderness. Return. Consume all mental power or gulp. On the light screen, the description of this blasphemy card makes me swallow hard. So strong. Indisputably strong. If the description is correct, then as long as I place an anchor at any station, even if I go to other stations, I can teleport back through the anchor. Not only that, it also has the ability to banish enemies, and although that consumes all anchor points and ends the teleportation, if I encounter unavoidable danger, there is no doubt this would be a trump card. And the final one, consume all mental power. What will happen? Although nothing went wrong when my mental power dropped, it had never reached 0 before now, and I have no intention of recklessly experimenting until I am certain. The other abilities of the blasphemy card, however, are fair game. An anchor point can be set once per day, and the first one without question goes inside the train, right in front of the operating system in the front car. Setting an anchor consumes 50 points of mental power, which is fine, not too much. After setting it, I run outside, take out the blasphemy card, and silently chant Voyage in my heart. Another 30 points of mental power vanishes, and the dark golden hooded figure on the card, dragging an anchor, begins to move. My body sinks. It is as if I am dropped into a sea of pure abyss, bursts of whispers lingering in my ears, but the sensation lasts only an instant. When I open my eyes, I am already inside the front of the train, the small figure on the card gradually turning gray. A cooldown of 1 hour. That is acceptable, not too long. A ding sounds and the system light screen appears beside me. A private chat with a blonde avatar popping up. Shea, why is she looking for me at this time? Could it be she already knows about the synthesis? With doubts, I open the dialogue. She asks if I have already found the 3rd fragment of the blasphemy card and synthesized it. She really knows. I am a bit speechless. I had originally planned to tell no one, but I underestimated her. Clearly something must have been left on the fragment she gave me. With that thought, I have no intention of hiding it. Just synthesized, I tell her. Sister Shaya, how did you know? She replies with a confused emoji, then says of course she has her own methods. Don't underestimate your senior. Just keep learning. Although she says that, at this moment, Shaya's heart is filled with mixed feelings. She had contacted me only because someone told her a new blasphemy card had appeared, but no one knew where it appeared and there was no way to know who had obtained it. She just suddenly thought of me and asked casually. She never expected. It really is him. Sigh. The blasphemy card will only be possessed by the owner it expects, so that is what it means. It took her years to find 1/3 of those fragments, and because of that fragment she was sealed for 15 years. But in the end, a bitter smile crosses her face. She calms her mood and continues on the light screen. Your blasphemy card is, forget it, she will not ask after all. Even if she did, I would not tell her. Right. I chuckle and do not reply. Keep that card safe, she warns. Do not let others discover it easily. Try not to use it in front of others. And definitely do not give it to anyone else. Rest assured, only she and I know I possess it. That is all. She is still busy. The chat box closes with a playful tongue-out emoji. Then she sits down in her church and looks up at the white light above. God, she whispers, why is the person qualified to commit blasphemy against you, not me? The conversation ends, and the heat in my chest gradually cools. Shea's appearance reminded me, this world is not just populated by our batch of survivors, and ahead of me, I do not even know how many people exist. With power, resources, and talents I cannot match at the moment. I cannot get carried away. I almost want to put the blasphemy card into the safe box, but if I do that, I cannot carry it with me, which is no different from not having it. If only the things in the safe box could be taken out at will like in the special storage unit. Then a wonderful idea pops into my head. The safe box is also an item, right? Could it be placed into the storage unit? As soon as the thought arises, I cannot wait to carry the box to the storage carriage to try. Place. Holy crap, it actually works. The safe box is placed into the special storage unit, and after testing I can also take things out of the box at will. In other words, I have gained 4 extra slots of special storage I can access in the outside world. Haha, I really am a genius. Today's harvest was bountiful. I throw the carriage stored in the safe box outside, leaving only 1. In the remaining 3 slots, beside the blasphemy card, I store the blessed virus serum obtained and sublimated in Doomsday Town, and reserve the last slot for the pure purification stone. Now I can pull out 7 items at will outside. Blessed white forest fruit, level 3 bullets, virus serum, 1 carriage, the purification stone, and the blasphemy card and safe box themselves. Undoubtedly, if I encounter danger out there, these items would help me a lot. 3 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. 3 hours left until departure. My VIP departure privilege turns from gray to green. Time is up. Time to go. Pressing the option, the familiar spatial passage appears in front of the train. The tracks move, the roar echoes between heaven and earth. The train accelerates through the passage, and the emerald plains turn back into endless wilderness. 20 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. The broadcast sounds. All train captains have left the 8th platform. Extreme weather will appear tomorrow. Monsters adapted to that weather will appear in the wilderness to chase the train, and trains with a speed below 50 kilometers per hour will fall into a dangerous state. Please prepare for defense and upgrade as soon as possible. Just that, but enough to make many wail. 9,641 divided by 1000. No way. How long has it been and the speed needs to climb again? 50. That means either upgrade to level 3 or upgrade the wheels separately. Fortunately, I didn't dare to sell materials. Level 3 is short, but a wheel upgrade is more than enough. How is this fast? The frequency hasn't changed for stations. Don't slander Sister Broadcast. Those without the ability to upgrade should look at themselves. Have you collected resources? Have you exchanged for food? I was planning to save up train coins, now I have to upgrade in advance. From the recent conversations, it is easy for me to see that the quality of the train conductors has improved significantly following the block merger. At the very least, they no longer seem paralyzed by terror when facing the threats mentioned in the broadcasts, as the vast majority of people have long since prepared themselves for the necessity of increasing their train speed once again. I know that increasing speed isn't just a matter of upgrading the wheels or the train itself. Back at the 7th station, a certain train captain who relied on manual labor for acceleration listed a human-powered energy device on the trading platform, which he had manufactured using a blueprint. By pedaling this power-generating bicycle, one could increase their train speed by 10 kilometers per hour. For those who lack the resources to upgrade their trains but still want to survive, spending a single train coin to purchase such a device is their best option, though the consequence is overdrawing their future and making subsequent improvements even more difficult. I certainly do not worry about such things myself. After hearing the broadcast, I consumed a bit of my mental power to check tomorrow's weather through the Sunny Doll. When I saw the result, I wondered if a blizzard meant that the 9th station would also be dominated by winter elements. A message notification chimed, and I looked up to see that Shangguan Yingshe was asking me for the weather forecast. Since she was the one who had traded the Sunny Doll to me in the first place, it was only natural for her to seek me out for this information. I told her the price was 1 train coin, and although she likely cursed me as a profiteer in her heart, she still traded the coin over. I completed the deal by telling her that tomorrow would bring a blizzard, and reminded her to keep warm, to which she gave a simple acknowledgement. Once our conversation ended, my thoughts turned to another friend. I recalled that Zhao Lin's last station was supposed to be a lucky one. Given that her life is a strange mix of bad luck and sudden fortune, I wondered what valuable items she might have obtained for me. I sent her a message asking how the last station went, and she responded quickly informing me that she had already managed to upgrade to a level 3 train. I offered my congratulations, feeling a bit surprised because she had only recently reached level 2. It seemed her harvest at the 8th station was truly bountiful, but I also knew that the degree of bad luck at her 9th station would likely be even higher as a result. She laughed it off as mere luck and mentioned she had been planning to find me anyway, asking if I was interested in buying a shaved ice machine. She pitched it by suggesting that on such a hot day, a delicious bowl of shaved ice was exactly what I needed, offering to throw in a large block of ice as a bonus for just 1 train coin. The corners of my mouth curled into a smile at the realization that she was trying to turn the tables and make money off me. I told her that while her harvest was impressive and the machine was nice, I would pass on the purchase. Instead, I offered to sell her a piece of news for 1 train coin. She agreed immediately, asking if she could use the shaved ice machine and the ice block as payment. In her eyes, I am a capable person. She has spent enough time in the public chat to realize that even the seemingly powerful train captains don't quite compare to me. I accepted the trade, and after receiving the machine and an ice block the size of a human head, I informed her about the upcoming blizzard. She thanked me profusely, admitting that she might have frozen to death without the warning, and she hurried off to buy cold weather gear, reminding me to stay warm as well. With the chat finished and the machine in my possession, I made myself a large cup of shaved ice. I crushed some white forest fruit to use as jam, poured it over the top, and took a spoonful. The sweet taste combined with the icy texture was an unbeatable flavor. As I enjoyed it, I remembered a final task I needed to handle. I walked to the temperature-controlled carriage and pulled up the train details on the system light screen. The upgrade options for the level 4 train still showed 1 remaining item, a smart chip for 10 train coins. Although Wally hadn't found a treasure chest at the last station, my sales of giant meat chunks and my trade with Shangguan Yingshe had brought my balance back up to 17 coins. It was enough. I made the purchase, and the 10 train coins dissolved into specks of light. In their place, a chip the size of an infant's palm appeared in my hand, glowing with flowing blue light in a high-tech aesthetic. I now had 2 potential uses for this chip, automating the planting carriage or increasing Wally's intelligence. To me, the choice was obvious. Before installing it, however, I decided to use sublimation. My stamina dropped from 104 to 64 as the smart chip transformed into an emotional smart chip, which would allow a machine to possess genuine emotions. I leaned over and gently tapped Wally's iron head, telling him that I was keeping my promise. As I placed the chip against him, it turned into a stream of blue light and merged into his body. A blue current flickered through his frame, and suddenly, his camera-like eyes blinked with new life. He was now an intelligent, emotional treasure-hunting robot. He could still search for items for the cost of 1 train coin, but he no longer required coins to function in his normal state, relying instead on self-charging. He could follow any instruction I gave him, though the system noted that as a former trash collector, he might still have a preference for useless things. Wally no longer needed to go into a deep sleep mode. I habitually tapped his head and told him to go get me a glass of water. Unlike his previous mechanical self, Wally reacted by aggrievedly clutching his head with his clamps, like a bullied little punching bag. Even as he moved to obey, his tracks rolled across the floor, and he soon returned with a glass of water from the reservoir. I told him he was pretty smart and promised to hit him less in the future, which prompted him to nod rapidly in agreement. I couldn't resist tapping him one more time just to see his even more aggrieved expression, and I laughed out loud. I patted his head, telling him that was truly the last time because, even if it was fun, I wouldn't do it anymore. I finally understood why someone like Shea would create an android like Tina. If a little guy like Wally could bring this much joy to a boring life on the train, a girl like Tina would be on another level entirely. I wondered if I would ever be able to create an android like that myself, and I suspected that, eventually, I might. The next day arrived with a chilling transformation of the world outside. Through the train window, a terrifying blizzard had painted the entire wilderness in a blinding absolute white. What was once an open plain had become a frozen wasteland, teeming with snowfield monsters that emerged from the drifts to chase the train with predatory intent. Snow wolves, snow demons, and snow mental powers swarmed the tracks, their sudden appearance striking a deep sense of crisis into those train captains who were still struggling at level 2. I could see the desperation of others from a distance. Some had simply given up, waiting for death to claim them in the cold, while others exhausted their entire wealth just to reach level 3, or upgraded their wheels to barely maintain a safe distance. Some managed to survive by utilizing various acceleration devices, yet even those who met the minimum speed thresholds found themselves in a desperate struggle as monsters clawed at their hulls, leaving some unlucky trains riddled with holes. The environment was just as unforgiving as the creatures. The violent blizzard caused temperatures to plummet to -30 degrees, forcing those without proper clothing to huddle in makeshift shelters and burn wood just to survive. However, none of this weighed on my mind, as my own circumstances were quite different. Inside my constant temperature carriage, the air was a comfortable 22 degrees Celsius, and I sat leisurely enjoying a bowl of shaved ice. At level 4, my train moved with a grace and speed that the snowy monsters couldn't hope to match. While I rested, Wally was working diligently under my orders. He climbed through the skylight onto the roof to collect ice and snow, shaping them into identical blocks before stacking them neatly in the storage carriage. When he saw that the space was nearly full, he waved his small mechanical arms and ran toward me, shaking them to get my attention. Seeing his success, I told him he had done a good job and rewarded him with a recharge, watching as he happily hurried over to the device to receive the electricity I would have provided anyway. I draped a wolfskin over my shoulders and stepped into the storage carriage, shivering as the sudden drop in temperature hit me. It was incredibly cold, but I quickly worked to load the snow blocks Wally had gathered into the storage unit. I knew that if the weather turned hot later, these blocks would be valuable, if only to be used as a source of water. As the clock struck 12:30, the familiar prompt for the crossroads of destiny triggered, presenting me with two distinct choices for my next stop. The first was the Goblin Fortress, a level 4 hunting station, and the second was Screaming Village, a level 5 hunting station. Both were categorized as hunting stations, which piqued my curiosity. I wanted to understand exactly what differentiated a hunting station from a slaughter station, and since neither level posed a significant threat to me, I naturally chose the one offering higher level rewards. I selected Screaming Village. The train surged forward, passing through distorted space as the tracks extended into the void. When we emerged, the blizzard still dominated the sky, covering everything in a shroud of white. However, I noticed a small, conspicuous black dot approaching the train through the drifts. As it drew closer, it became clear that the figure was a human being. The system informed me that we had arrived at Screaming Village for a 10-hour docking period, marking the station with a danger warning. A middle-aged man with blonde hair, blue eyes, and a scruffy beard hurried toward the train, calling out to me as if I were a savior. He shouted for the Master Hunter to stop and save his village, expressing awe at the sight of the train and thanking God for our arrival. Since my sentry hadn't been triggered, I knew he wasn't an enemy. I pressed the button to open the door, allowing the biting wind to howl into the carriage. Dressed in my warm gear, I looked down at the man, who appeared to be around 40. His use of the title Hunter suggested the identity I was assigned at this station, and the fact that he recognized the train meant other captains had likely passed through here before. I told him calmly that I was merely passing through and hadn't come specifically to help, then asked him to explain what had happened to his village. The man immediately knelt in the snow, pleading for help. He explained that their village had been invaded and occupied by the Blood Clan, who were using the villagers as blood bags and draining them day and night. He feared that everyone would be dead within days if no one intervened. Identifying the Blood Clan as my potential targets, I asked him how he had managed to escape such a predicament. He revealed that his father had knocked one of the creatures unconscious during a blood drawing session to let him out. His father had instructed him to find a Master Hunter, claiming that a specific item would ensure my assistance. With trembling hands, he unwrapped a tattered cloth to reveal a single, well-preserved train coin. I looked at the coin and wondered if this was the only reward for a level 5 station, but I quickly realized that this wasn't the actual bounty. It was merely a down payment from the desperate natives. The true harvest would come from the Blood Clan themselves. I accepted the coin and told the man to wait outside for a moment while I prepared. Back inside, I began selecting the right tools for the job. The mithril weapons I had acquired in Doomsday Town were perfect for this hunt. While the Temple Mithril Cross was ready, I took a moment to use my mental power to upgrade the Mithril Crossbow and Mithril Ritual Sword to level 3. These weapons would help me fit the role of a hunter, though I knew my guns would still be my most reliable assets if the Blood Clan proved to be truly formidable. I also decided to bring out a weapon of true mass destruction, the Enchantment Mental Power Magazine Great Compassion Heavy Machine Gun. I replaced the virus serum with the appropriate ammunition and finished organizing my gear. Wally bumped into my ankle, his large monitor-like eyes blinking up at me. Understanding his silent request, I placed a train coin on his head and activated his treasure hunting mode. He happily crawled out into the snow, leaving a trail of tracks as he disappeared into the white. Opening the door once more, I looked at the blonde man who remained kneeling in prayer and spoke to him. On the way to the village, I learned the sloppy uncle's name, Otani. He has a special identity, the village chief, and managed to escape only because his father bought him a chance, and there was a secret passage in his basement. A passage Otani himself dug for secret meetings with the young widows at the head of the village. The widows are gone now, but the passage has become a life-saving path. After crossing a hillside, I see the village, dark red and snow white shining against each other. Under the low eaves, large groups of bats hang upside down, sleeping quietly, while wails and wild laughter drift faintly from some of the houses. Otani grits his teeth, tears streaming uncontrollably, kneeling once more begging me as Hunter to please save them. I do not respond. My goal is to hunt vampires, not to save people. Where is that secret passage you used to leave the village? I tell him. Take me there. Over here, he says. Otani leads me to a hidden cave concealing the passage. Looking at the tunnel wide enough to walk upright, I cast him a suspicious glance and ask if he dug this himself. He smiles sheepishly. His brothers helped him find those widows too. You villagers sure know how to play, I mutter. What did you say, Hunter? Nothing. You go in first. Before he can react, I kick him in the butt and Otani enters the passage in fear, leading the way. I follow at a distance, observing carefully. After my stamina was raised to the 120-point cap, my physical fitness and observation improved with it. Even in the pitch black, I can see clearly within 10 meters. Whoosh! A silver crossbow bolt whizzes past Otani's head, and a bat with scarlet eyes is struck, turning to ash on impact. Otani looks back in terror as I walk up silently and pick up the bolt. There are bats, which means this place was discovered long ago. So this really is a trap. A burst of sinister laughter rings out. Countless bats blockade the passage behind us, and from the darkness, over a dozen humanoid monsters with pale skin, ugly faces, and black cloaks slowly walk out. He, a hunter. The lead vampire sneers. The progenitor was right. As long as someone escapes with that coin, a so-called hunter will appear. Didn't expect you to come so soon, hee. Human, you don't really think you escaped on your own, do you? Otani breaks down, stammering that he didn't mean to leave me here. I interrupt. I know it has nothing to do with you. I look around, slightly unsatisfied. Only 13 vampires. I thought there would be more. The lead vampire sneers that those silver weapons cannot kill them, that in this dark vampires are invincible, and orders the rest to suck this hunter's blood dry. Invincible in the dark, I echo. Then let's brighten things up. With a snap of my fingers, a soft glowing stone appears in my palm. The moment it appears, every vampire feels a great crisis and instinctively turns to flee. But it is too late. Close your eyes, I tell Otani. Yes. The pure purification stone erupts in radiance that fills the passage, and bats and vampires alike turn to ash, without even a sound. When the light fades, the cave is empty, as if everything had been a dream. Let's go. Putting the stone away, I continue forward. There is no need to hide anymore. Walking out of the passage, a few silver bolts shoot the vampires waiting at the exit. This was Otani's home, now converted into a vampire blood collection station. Over a dozen drained corpses tossed in a corner, and the few still on the beds breathing but with no chance. I step outside. The commotion below has clearly been noticed, and the moment I appear, dozens of vampires and even more bats rise into the sky. Human, Sue, the leader does not finish. I pull out the stone. Light flashes, and wherever it touches turns to dust. I walk through every part of the village like that, light spreading continuously. More and more vampires eliminated. Even the ones that try to dodge fall into a crossbow bolt. It takes a full 2 hours to circle back to Otani's house. The village seemingly clean. Hunting complete? A bit too simple. This is a level 5 platform, but most vampires were only around level 2. The occasional level 3, nothing notable. So where are the level 5s? Otani, what is the name of this village? Otani, sitting blankly in front of his brother's corpse, comes back to himself. It's called Test Village. Hunter, thank you for saving the village. Test Village, that does not match the platform's name. Feeling the pure purification stone in my pocket still glowing and heating, I look outside. In the sky, a blood-red spiral vortex slowly forms, and an old vampire, much uglier than the ordinary ones, descends from it, opening his bloody maw. Then, a shriek. I put on the earplugs I bought from the trading platform after choosing this stop, the corner of my mouth curling. That's more like it. Since it's called a hunting platform, how could there not be a boss? The system light screen displays the monster, Screeching Vampire Progenitor, level 5, immune to holy attacks below level 5. After emitting a shriek, resurrects all corpses, continuously lowers the mental power of the living, and applies the madness mental debuff. The pure purification stone flared with light once more, but the reality remained as the light screen had warned. A level 5 stone simply couldn't touch the shrieking blood ancestor. High above, the blood ancestor perched atop a giant bat, peering down at me with a cold, mocking sneer. He spoke of how hunters intrigued him and recounted how his own ancestor had been slain by a train-riding hunter 3 centuries ago. Now, he claimed he would have his vengeance, offering me a chance to kneel and become the first hunter's familiar of his clan, promising me an eternal, undying existence. Eternal and undying? I had to wonder if a level 5 station boss truly believed he had the right to make such grand claims. A dry smile touched my lips as I casually tossed the purification stone back into my storage unit. Beside me, Otani watched my movements with sheer terror, clearly under the impression that I was preparing to surrender to the monster in the sky. I waved a hand to dismiss his fears. telling him not to worry because I had absolutely no interest in bowing to a mere frog in a well. When Otali asked what I meant, I simply told him that the creature was already a dead man. With a sharp snap of my fingers, my golden heavy machine gun materialized on the ground before me. The shrieking blood ancestor laughed in pure disdain, mocking the foolishness of humans and the weapons we take such pride in. He didn't even finish his sentence before I pulled the trigger. A single bullet tore through the air, instantly shattering the rotting flesh of his palm. A shrill, agonizing scream ripped through the silence. The blood ancestor clutched the ruin of his hand, howling as he tumbled from the sky and rolled through the snow. He seemed bewildered, crying out in pain and questioning what kind of weapon could possibly do this to him. I could almost see the realization of death dawning on him. For a creature that had survived hundreds of years, the prospect of an end was terrifying. He turned to flee without a second thought, desperate to escape. He didn't get far. A storm of golden bullets erupted, infused with the ethereal power of Sanskrit chants, and swallowed the arrogant old bat whole. In the blink of an eye, his body was reduced to fly ash that drifted harmlessly into the wind. He was gone, turned to dust. I rubbed my hand, which felt a bit numb from the recoil, and noticed Otali standing nearby with his mouth agape in total shock. I told him to wake up, prompting him to stammer out a question about where the Blood Clan leader had gone. I answered plainly that he was dead, as if there were no other possible outcome. Otali's shock was understandable. The pressure the blood ancestor exerted upon his arrival was intense, and after seeing my purification stone fail, the poor man had given up all hope. To see such a terrifying entity deleted in less than a minute must have felt like a dream, or perhaps a hallucination brought on by blood loss. I didn't pay much mind to his internal crisis and instead walked over to the spot where the bat had disintegrated. In truth, the old guy had suffered a very unjust death. Any other train captain at level 4 or 5 would have likely met their end here, facing a boss immune to level 5 items. He simply had the misfortune of encountering me, an outlier carrying level 6 gear at level 4. Beyond that, every one of his abilities had been perfectly countered. His summoned corpses were either turned to ash by my stone or shredded by his own kin. And as for his mental interference, I felt perfectly fine. I checked my status and saw that while my mental power had dropped, the insanity debuff hadn't touched me. Ever since the Plains of Nights, I had been under the effect of witnessing truth and falsehood. I didn't fully grasp the mechanics of it, but I wasn't about to complain. After searching the ashes, I found a shriveled heart in the snow that had managed to keep its shape. It was the heart of a blood baron. The system informed me that consuming it would transform my race into the Blood Clan, granting modules like night vision and blood feeding, but at the cost of being permanently labeled a racial traitor. I looked at the list of perks and felt it was rather mediocre. I had no desire to stop being human, and after seeing how ugly that old bat was, I definitely wasn't interested in the transformation. Still, just because it was useless to me didn't mean it lacked value. The Blood Clan is a classic fantasy race, and these modules would be enough to let someone dominate low-level stations. If I posted this in the chat room, people would surely fight over it. I tucked the heart into my pocket, thinking I should hold out for a good price. It seemed that the true draw of a hunting station was the ability to obtain unique racial items like this, which offered rewards far richer than a standard mission platform. Since my business here was essentially finished, I began to head back toward the train, but then I spotted a pair of tread marks in the distance. Following the tracks led me to the backyard of Otali's house. There, I found Wally working tirelessly with his mechanical pincers. He was in the middle of dragging a coffin out of a grave, from which he pulled a ragged wooden box buried alongside some old bones. It was the treasure chest for this station. Though the location was incredibly abstract, I couldn't help but feel a bit speechless. Even among the strange stories I'd read in the chat, finding a chest in a grave was a new low. Wally noticed me and waved his pincers happily, scurrying over with the box. I patted his head and told him he'd done a great job, promising him an extra charge once we were back on board. Otali, who had followed me in secret, looked at the scene in a daze. He asked if Wally was my pet and why he was digging up his ancestor's grave, but then his eyes fixed on the wooden box. I asked if he recognized it, and he admitted that while he didn't know it personally, his family had spoken of it. It was apparently an item left behind by the hunter who had saved the village 300 years ago. 300 years ago, the hunter? No, it should be train captain. This box was left behind by that train captain. According to train system detection, it is indeed a level 5 treasure chest. A treasure chest left by a train captain. How could anyone be so kind? And another point I have been thinking about, ever since hearing a train captain came here 300 years ago. 300 years. And according to Sister Shaya, a batch of survivors appears every 3 years. Doesn't that mean at least 100 batches have come to this world? No, that is not it. Shaya said few train captains from earlier batches can still be seen, and unless she is lying, given her over 50 train level, she should at least know more about previous batches than a newbie like me. I cannot figure it out, so I silently push the matter aside. I tell Otani I passed through this village just to find this wooden box, that the things inside aren't very precious, but it was this thing that attracted the vampires. Now that I'm taking it, the village will be safe. I still have the ability to spout nonsense, and Otani believes it without doubt. He bows, thanking the great hunter on behalf of everyone. As I am about to leave, he hesitates a long while, then suddenly shouts, "Hunter, sir." I stop, turn, ask if there's anything else. He wades through the snow, gasping, and asks cautiously whether, with only him left in the village, could he? My train only has one seat. I cut him off without hesitation. I am not the type who likes to live and adventure with others. I will not let anyone board this train. Not now, not ever. At most, like Shea, I will create partners through doll manufacturing or other technologies. I never trust strangers. His words stick in his throat, and he stands stunned in the wind and snow. I shake my head internally, pondering, and continue. Go somewhere else. Do not stay here. Since you are the only one left in the village, you must live on for them. If you encounter danger again, just like this time, use this kind of coin to search outside. Maybe other hunters will come to help. I take out a train coin, wave it in front of him, then put it away. As for how to find them, that depends on your luck. With that, I turn and head toward the train against the increasingly fierce snowstorm. This damn weather makes me miss the constant temperature carriage immensely. Back on the train, after subtracting the departure rights, there are 2.5 hours left. I slip into the carriage, peel off my frozen stiff cotton clothes, and throw myself onto the soft bed. Whew, this damn weather is killing me. Hey Wally, go to the storage room and find a piece of beef to roast. Alright, don't look at me like that. I said I'd let you charge and I won't go back on it. Go get the meat, I'll roast it myself. Wally happily speeds toward the storage carriage. Although it cannot put things in, with my permission it can retrieve. After tossing a piece of beef on the grill, I finally turn my attention to the second gain. Level 5 treasure chests can be opened. This is the first one I have obtained from a platform. As long as I complete sublimation, it becomes level 6. Thinking of the level 6 items I currently possess, I am filled with anticipation. Sublimation. Stamina 85 to 45. Mental power 67 to 37. 70 points. 20 more than 4 to 5. Not much. Level 6 treasure chest can be opened. Without hesitation, I open it. But to my surprise, besides the train coins, there is only one item, or a blueprint. Obtained, 24 train coins. Obtained, Hunting Mecha Dragon Manufacturing Blueprint. No level. Hunting Mecha Dragon Manufacturing Blueprint. Stage 1 Manufacturing Count 1/2. Requires Mind Cube times 1, Metal 1000 kilograms, Machine Parts 800, Emotional Intelligence Chip times 1. Note, this blueprint was created by A before their fall. Note 2. This is an item snatched by a train captain who, before dying, broke into a low-level station and, adhering to the principle of if I can't have it, nobody else can, threw it onto a low-level platform, where it formed this chest. Note 3. This chest was originally level 5 but was promoted to level 6 due to the influence of some kind of talent. Because the contents could not be changed, the train coin reward was increased to 24. Huh? Seeing the description, I rub my eyes hard, certain I have read it correctly, and open my mouth wide. Something requiring 1,000 kilograms of metal and 800 machine parts to build. And so many notes. Train system. When did you become so diligent? The train system adheres to the philosophy of serving the train captain above all, it replies. When faced with items that exceed your current level, more annotations will appear to make it easier for newbies to understand. A blueprint made by 3 question marks, then snatched by a high-level captain. That's really interesting. Then I'll have to build it. But where do I get this mind cube? Rubbing my chin, this thing is likely not something train conductors in my sector know about. The best way to find out would still be Shea. However, I temporarily suppress the thought. The next station is the 10th, and once I pass it, the newbie phase ends. I do not know what happens then, so it won't be too late to ask after I see. The gains here aren't numerous. A vampire Baron heart that can convert races would sell for a good price, and the Hunting Mecha Dragon blueprint overflows with mystery. Adding the 24 train coins, my reserves reach 31. Although it seems like a lot, I don't think it's enough for a level 5 train upgrade option, so I keep saving. No rush. I lick my lips at the beef sizzling on the grill. Nothing makes me happier than barbecue in a snowstorm, except hot pot. Departure rights triggered. The hour hand of the pocket watch stops at 8. The train's whistle remains loud even amid the blizzard. The void emerges, the tracks move forward, and we return from one expanse of white to another. The wilderness weather hasn't changed since entering the station. Opening the public chat. 8,683 divided by 1000. When will this hellish weather end? I really can't take it anymore. Doesn't it usually end by midnight? Just bear it. Only 4 more hours. Burn some wood. By the way, that Li Xiaosheng put a lot of materials on the trading platform again. Where on earth does he get them? Such enviable luck. Who knows, but Zhao An in our sector isn't bad either. Look at the vegetables. Most posted by him. These two must have a lot of train coins by now. I wonder when the next public station appears. You're thinking of robbing them? Idiot. Li Xiaosheng bought a level 3 assault crossbow blueprint at the public trading station and sold one to every alliance member. If you reach a public platform, stay away or you won't even know how you died. A crossbow, can that be more powerful than a gun? How did the guy above survive? A level 3 weapon, even a crossbow, beats low-level firearms. Haven't you noticed the guy who sold guns? What was his name? Ye Qian. He hasn't appeared for a while. His low-level rifles are long outdated. That guy doesn't want to join the alliance. Brother Li has spoken. Next time we see him, we'll definitely take his life. That's right, Brother Li. Also said no one is allowed to buy his stuff. Otherwise, it means you're against the alliance. Watching the lackeys pop up, I calmly type a line on the light screen. Attach a screenshot, spend 1 train coin, and pin it. Selling Heart of the Vampire Baron, already placed on the trading platform for auction. Only accepting train coins, highest bidder wins. The trading platform has an auction function, just rarely used. When the introduction appears, the scrolling chat pauses for a moment, then scrolls rapidly. What is this? Transform into a vampire. What's this module? Never seen any of this. How many train coins? If I had this, would I still need to fear those monsters chasing the train? I could do whatever I want, even inside the station. The auction price has reached 15 train coins. Where do you guys get so much money? Didn't we agree everyone was living a hard life? A bunch of liars. The heart immediately attracts attention. Among them, those tempted by the modules begin bidding before everyone else. Li Xiaosheng among them. Damn Ye Qian, to have such good luck for this kind of thing. Hey, but truly stupid for taking it out instead of using it himself. Does he not want to abandon his human identity? He curls his lips in disdain. Ignorant. What does it matter if you are human, as long as you become strong? Who cares about race? With this heart becoming a vampire, who can be my rival? He takes out a train coin and pins his own message. My alliance wants this thing. Then another message tops it. Didn't your lackeys say no one is allowed to buy this Ye Qian stuff? What's wrong? As the alliance leader, you're the first to go back on your word. The poster is named Zhao An, that train captain who has been growing vegetables since the first station and holds high prestige in his sector. The two of them, one selling basic resources and the other selling vegetables, should have minded their own business, but Li Xiaosheng's lackeys constantly show off and mock other sectors, so the alliance has a terrible reputation. Li Xiaosheng's face turns livid. He grits his teeth, watches the price climb, and continues bidding. The auction stops at 23. The bidder is Li Xiaosheng. He used the basic resources on hand to scrape the coins from his alliance members to barely manage it. He does have some ability. Zhao An tried collecting from captains in his sector too, but very few were willing to trust him. Without interest as guarantee, who would lend their wealth? As the timer hits 0, Li Xiaosheng obtains the heart and his train coins flow into mine. Didn't expect this thing to sell so high. Fair enough. Level 5 platform after all. However, the buyer is Li Xiaosheng. I wonder if he'll regret coming to cause me trouble. He saw only the module bonuses and surpassing human physique, but selectively ignored the negatives. Maybe he passes the next few stations smoothly, but after that, none of my problem. I count the coins with a smile. 53 total. With these, I can put the next train sublimation on the schedule. Stamina and mental power, still a bit lacking. Tomorrow, just tomorrow, I upgrade the train to level 5. Reaching level 4 10 stations ago was a record-breaking feat. Level 5 should be possible too, right? No, it definitely is. A friend Ding reaches me. Zhao Lin, still alive, truly not easy. Big brother Ye, how many train coins did you earn in the end? Not much, just 23, I tell her. Auctions are visible only to bidder and seller. Others don't know the actual price. Zhao Lin rubs her eyes, wondering if she misread. 23 train coins, converted to level 3 chests is almost 4. Who is the one with such good luck? Why can she not get things like this? So amazing. Was this also from a treasure chest? Just killed an old bat. Seeing this, the envy in her vanishes. Good luck and bad luck are conserved, so wealth and danger are the same. The bat must not have been that simple. Perhaps a great price was paid. If it were her, she would only think about hiding. Can this thing really turn someone into a vampire? Looking at the wrinkled heart in front of him, Li Xiaosheng's eyes burn with desire. Ye Qian, I will make you regret selling this thing to me. He tilts his head back, throws it into his mouth, a nauseating fishy stench exploding inside. Fights back the urge to vomit, swallows it down. Then excruciating pain. His skin festers, 2 fangs pierce through his mouth, and his originally passable face becomes that of an extremely ugly monster within seconds. Trembling, he climbs up, startled by the version of himself in the mirror. Is this me? He throws a punch, shattering the mirror. My strength has increased. Vampire, I succeeded. From this moment on, Li Xiaosheng is no longer human. The next day, 6 hours 30 minutes and 0 seconds, the broadcast rings out as I am cooking. 2 eggs into the frying pan, a few slices of thinly cut beast meat on the side, fresh tomatoes and a white forest fruit. A hearty breakfast. Congratulations to the remaining 8,679 train captains after the block merge. You have successfully arrived at the 10th station of the newcomer survival period. The 10th station will be the final destination for novice train captains. Good luck to you all. The final destination, huh? Munching, I sit by the window. Yesterday's silver-clad world has disappeared overnight. The earthy wasteland stretches on as usual. Before the 10th, I managed to upgrade to level 5. Pretty well done. I walk to the front of the train, touch the oval-shaped train system, speak softly. Sublimation. Stamina and mental power surge like a tide. A deep blue stream pours continuously from the front car until it envelops the whole train. Stamina 120 to 70, mental power 120 to 60. Train upgrade complete. Current level 5. A brand new train reappears in the wilderness. Opening the details, the familiar trio, wheels, frame, chassis, all at level 5 strength. Speed up to 100 kilometers per hour. Then upgrade options. 1. Intelligent chip, 10 train coins. 3. CVO Roadhog, 10 train coins. 3. CVO Roadhog, 10 train coins. 3. CVO Roadhog. 4. Infinite storage game console, 8 train coins. Well, I overestimated my reserves. The 4 total 48 train coins. If I buy them all, my balance drops back to single digits. I was a rich man for one day, now I'm going to be a pauper again. Shaking my head helplessly, I check the rewards. The intelligent chip goes without saying. Wally got a brain. The planting carriage also needs full automation. Must buy. The focus is the last 3, especially the carriage. Heavy turret carriage, equipped with 2 fixed heavy artillery guns, 1 fixed top machine gun, can be remotely controlled and fired via the train operating system. Artillery, hiss, feels good. Buying it. A pure black carriage much larger than normal appears out of thin air on the track, connecting to my train, teleporting in and looking at the huge gun barrels aimed at both sides. I can't help but touch them a couple of times. This is a man's romance. If not for only 6 shells coming with the carriage, I would really fire one right now. Next, the CVO Roadhog, a silver gray motorcycle, and with it I won't have to walk on my own legs at the station. Buy. Last, infinite storage game console, a console with infinite internal storage. Spend 1 train coin to purchase various constantly updating games. No need to hesitate. Must buy. My coin count returns to pre-liberation levels overnight, but adhering to since I bought it I have to use it, I still spend 1 train coin to buy Devil May Cry 5, which I hadn't fully cleared before coming here. Just consider it nostalgia. Definitely not because my gaming addiction flared. There is one more thing, the reward for breaking the level 5 record. Congratulations on breaking the fastest level 5 train record. Receive 1 piece of train armament. Train armament? What kind of thing is this? Choosing to claim, a deep blue stream merges directly into my body. Train armament. Doomsday drill. Consumes 1 train coin to summon a drill in front of the train, with power increasing as the train speed increases. 12. I, still being abused by the boss in the game, put down the controller. The light screen pops up before me, my laziness disappearing. Is it finally starting? Crossroads of Destiny triggered. Please choose a path from the following 2 stations. Station 1, deep in the gloomy jungle, level 5 hunting station. Station 2, Darville Village, Goblin Tribe, level 5 hunting station. Goblins again, I really have a connection with goblins. And both hunting stations, this is hard to choose. The deep forest of option 1 has basically no information. Option 2, decided since goblins have appeared so many times it wouldn't make sense not to go see. I choose Station 2, Darville Village, Goblin Tribe. Station selection complete. Please sit tight. The 10th station the train is arriving at is Darville Village, Goblin Tribe. The train moves forward, half an hour later passes through the void. The whistle sounds, and outside the window, to my surprise, there are a dozen men and women dressed in various costumes, looking very much like adventurers from another world. Looking over. Current station, Darville Village, Goblin Tribe. Docking countdown 9 hours 59 minutes and 59 seconds. Good luck. This station, high risk. A bearded uncle in clerical attire, the leader, walks over and knocks on the train door. Hello, are you the new adventurer? Adventurer, like the hunter from the previous station, must be the train captain identity here. The sentry was not triggered, no hostility. I open the door and smile. Hello, my name is Ye Qian. What happened here? I am an adventurer just passing by, I don't know the situation. The cleric smiles kindly. I see. I thought you were sent by the royal capital. Since you aren't, you should leave quickly. This village is about to be invaded by the Goblin Kingdom. We must guard here for 5 hours to ensure all civilians are evacuated. However, it seems a bit late. Those goblins have already arrived. Following the cleric's gaze, above the distant hills, hundreds of green-skinned goblins are charging over, waving wooden sticks and iron bars while screaming. "Stop them," the cleric shouts. "We cannot let these monsters break through. Watch out for stealth." He pulls a giant cross the size of a door from his back and plants it before him, the rest on high alert. Just then he hears the young man beside him speak. "Sentry, fire." The order is given. Its red optical eyes open and rotate continuously. Hundreds of light wheels appear out of thin air under the feet of the goblins entering the 150-meter alert range. Even the goblin slayer in stealth is instantly revealed. Weapons materialize. Then, fire. Bullets pour out, each accurately hitting a vital point. The barrage prevents any goblins from entering the alert range. Instincts of fear cause the lowest level goblins to turn and flee, and some escape beyond 150 meters. But could they really escape? Pursue. Command updated. The sentry detaches from the train, even carrying the heavy machine gun, pursuing at extremely high speed. The moment these goblins charged toward me, they were destined to die here. When the gunfire ceases, hundreds of goblins have all been hunted down. The sentry returns to the top of the train to continue its vigil. I pat the shoulder of the stunned cleric. "Mister, are you hurt?" That. You. Who exactly are you? That thing just now." The cleric regains his senses, swallows looking at my harmless appearance. "I just said, I'm just passing through. But coincidentally, my target should be the strongest individual among these goblins. Tell me, where is it?" "This is a hunting station. There must be a target. Like the old bat. The strongest goblin? Do you mean the goblin general?" From this cleric I learned the situation. The village is surrounded by a legion of 5,000 goblins. There are over 200 civilians. As adventurers, they were hired by the human royal family to defend so the people inside could evacuate. The cleric smiles and shakes his head. Of course. How could the kingdom spend such a sum to hire a high-level adventurer squad just for civilians of a border village? The real reason, a princess of the human royal family is staying somewhere in the village, searching for something. The squad must prevent any goblin invasion for at least 5 hours, until she finds what she is looking for and leaves safely. The commander outside is a goblin general, presumably my hunting target. 5,000. Can you really hold out for 5 hours? I am skeptical. They don't look like they could withstand it. The cleric laughs. We are a famous adventurer squad in the kingdom. Defeating the Goblin Legion is unlikely, but we can manage to block them. He points to the sky. We have set up a barrier. Once activated, when the Goblin army arrives, they cannot rush in. Watching his inexplicably confident expression, I silently look at the translucent light film not yet descended in the sky. I just feel it isn't as reliable as he claims. Will the Goblin General come too? Of course. By the way, I haven't introduced myself. My name is Donald. I am a cleric. If your target is the Goblin General, you can stay. It is dangerous outside, and the tracks further ahead were long destroyed by the goblins. Donald's gaze glances at the sentry a few times with a hint of fervor. Target confirmed. I accept Donald's invitation to stay temporarily. The squad people aren't bad. I exchange a few bottles of ice-cold beer to gain their trust. Compared to the Goblin General I am hunting, I am actually more curious about what is in the village worth a princess searching for personally. Donald's alcohol tolerance is average, and having drunk a little too much, he spills everything he knows. We don't know specifically what it is, but we heard an ancient ruin was discovered under this village. Maybe there's some treasure inside, haha. But it's strange, we've circled the village a few times. Why haven't we noticed any entrance? Who knows where that princess and the people she brought went in? An ancient ruin with no entrance? What kind of treasure could be hidden? Could it be the treasure chest for this stop, or something else? My interest piqued. I take the chance to fetch more drinks and return to the train, looking at Wally spinning in circles, entertaining itself. I pat its iron head. It's your turn to shine. Go and bring back the most precious thing at this stop. Don't let me down. A train coin turns into dark golden light and merges into Wally's body. He pats his square chassis with a mechanical claw, looking every bit like he's saying, "Leave it to me. Be careful. Don't get caught. If you can't handle it, come back to me. No need to take risks." Watching his retreating figure, his camera eye actually makes a touched expression. He nods, rubs against my lower leg a few times, rolls treads, and enters the village without being noticed. Near a mud house, he finds the entrance to the underground. "Brother Ye Qian, why so slow? I thought you drank too much and fell asleep." Haha, he is a top-tier adventurer who owns his own train. How could he get drunk easily? I'm so envious you have a train. How much did you pay R&D Corporation for it? We've been saving for over 10 years and only saved 18 coins. Still 3 short. Will we get a coin after completing the kingdom's mission this time, boss? We will soon own a train too. Then we won't have to ride those butt-bruising carriages. Haha, right. We will have one soon. Run? Corporation? I had walked out of the train and that slightly familiar name in their conversation makes my steps falter. I have heard the name again. Where last time? Doomsday Town. The monster in that silver shop used 3 train coins to buy a cake from Run Corporation thinking it could cure his daughter, but the company's courier died on the edge of the town. This is the second time. Was it a train they wanted to buy? I narrow my eyes slightly, sit beside Donald, open a beer, and hand it to him with a curious smile. What is this Run Corporation you're talking about? Donald and the others cast puzzled looks. He scratches his head. Brother Ye-Chian, you've got me confused. You're a person who owns a train. How could you not know Run Corporation? I didn't buy this train. I see, Donald says with a bitter smile. I knew it. You're so young. How could you have scraped together enough coins to buy a train? Plus, you don't look like an adventurer. Sigh, it's good to be a noble. You can get what we want without having to fight outside. By the way, you mentioned your target was the Goblin General. Are you hoping to kill that monster and make a name for yourself? Donald has already imagined a story where I am the heir of some noble family, driving a family-provided train to the frontier for an adventure. I give a fake awkward smile, which only convinces him more, and he continues. So what is Run Corporation, and what are the coins? What do they have to do with the train? Donald takes a sip, leans against his massive cross, pulls a cloth bag from his bosom, and extracts something I am quite familiar with. Train coins. Run Corporation appeared on the continent suddenly over 200 years ago. Those people called couriers brought many magical gadgets. The countries on the continent wanted to buy them, but were told only this kind of mysterious coin was accepted. These coins are very hard to find and impossible to counterfeit. They can only be obtained in some dangerous places or from chests in mysterious ruins. An empire at the time wanted to seize those magical items by force, but overnight that empire's capital was instantly erased, as if it had never existed. A high-level adventurer squad like ours has only managed to find a dozen or so after collecting for over 10 years. We are still 3 coins short of a train. He looks at my train with envy again, lamenting fate's unfairness. I rub my chin slightly. Run Corporation appeared over 200 years ago, but Shea said 15 years ago there was no mention of Run Corporation's existence, so time in the station and time in the wilderness are not synchronized. And the chests where one can get train coins are those treasure chests. But why only coins? Are there only coins in the chests? Nothing else? Donald looks confused. Of course, what else could there be? I do not press further. Then how do I contact Run Corporation once I have the coins? You kid, you've got so many questions. Fine, considering the drinks. Having gotten the answer, I make an excuse about being drunk and return to the train. Sitting in my chair, I fall into thought. Can only a train captain open treasure chests to get things other than train coins? Or is all of this just the setting for Donald in this station? I am becoming increasingly confused about these stations. Often the background of a station presents a complete world. Other times a station consists only of a fixed space with nothing but endless darkness outside. Are the worlds inside real or not? Who? Why am I thinking about this? What does it have to do with me? Just focus on myself. I shake my head, casting wild thoughts away. Taking out my few remaining train coins, following Donald's method, I recite in my heart, summon Run Corporation Courier, perform purchase transaction. No response. Within expectations, Run Corporation's customers are not train captains like me, but the natives in the stations. So they collect train coins through natives but refuse to trade with train captains. Run Corporation seems to be hiding itself. Sometime later, the Goblin Vanguard arrives. These green-skinned monsters wear standard-issue leather armor and wooden spears, clearly more elite than the low-level goblins. I don't make a move. I even turn off the sentries, creating the appearance of having exhausted ammunition during the first wave. When Donald and his team hear this, their gazes toward me grow more disdainful. They completely regard me as a pampered young master out on an adventure, with no ability except the train and sentries. So this is magic? It's indeed cool. Pity, if only I could learn it. Inside the train, looking through the window, I eat melon seeds bought from Zhao Lin while watching them fight. No wonder they need such a huge cross. It's actually used to swing at people. A violent cleric. Ugh, did they just smash him into meat paste? The battle lasts a long time, and finally, with everyone injured, they eliminate the vanguard of over 100 elite goblins. No deaths, but everyone hurt, relying on Donald's healing. Slow. The goblins won't give them that time. Another batch of elite goblins crest the hill. Scouts at the front bring bad news. The main force is only 10 minutes away. The squad's combat effectiveness is hard to agree with. The mage was kidney stabbed by an elite goblin slayer and almost died. Donald, panting heavily, grits his teeth at the pale-faced mage. We can't wait any longer. Hurry up and open the barrier. Otherwise, before the main force arrives, we'll be ambushed by these slayers. He calculates time. Open the barrier, drive those lowly goblins out, A semi-transparent light membrane covers the village like an inverted bowl. Outside, the goblins are blocked, pounding desperately, unable to shake it. Donald is right. It can block ordinary goblins. But what if it's not an ordinary goblin? Lightning flashes. In the sky, a spear wrapped in thunder strikes the barrier at extreme speed. Cracks spread from the tip. Crack, crack. The barrier shatters. How can this be? Why could this goblin break our barrier? Donald stares in disbelief. How could a goblin possess such a powerful weapon? Captain, we should run. We definitely can't hold them. Damn goblins. They're charging. Ah, don't come any closer. 5,000 goblins surge toward the village like a green tide. Among them, a tall goblin general clad in black armor sits at center. He reaches forward, the yellow bracelet on his wrist glimmering, the lightning spear returning to his hand. He grins at the squad, but suddenly notices the train not far away. A flash of fear crosses his eyes. He instinctively steps back 2 paces, then something occurs to him, and a fierce, malevolent glare appears on his already ugly face. He points the spear at the train. Gilly Gulu Gwala. Nearly half the army adjusts direction and charges straight toward the train. Looks like I've been targeted. I stroke my chin, a faint smile curving my lips at the lightning spear. Is that my hunting reward? It looks quite nice. 150 meters. The moment the army reaches this distance, the deactivated sentry restarts. Exterminate. Command issued. Red targeting reticles spread continuously. 1, 2, thousands appearing under the goblins' feet. Whether invisible or camouflaged, even with speed boosts, they cannot escape the sentry's lock. Bullets? Enough. The mental power magazine fully replenished. Then a train coin turns into dark golden light at my fingertips and merges into the sentry. Activate overlimit mode. The sentry's red eye erupts with blinding light, initiating 30 seconds of double firing rate. The double-speed Great Compassion heavy machine gun turns the area within 150 meters into a meat grinder. Not a single goblin lasts a second after entering. The goblin general watches in disbelief. Not just him, the adventurers behind the train are the same. Is this war? No, this is a completely one-sided massacre. The goblins want to flee, but the goblin general roars and the fleeing goblins are affected. Their eyes turn blood red and they continue to charge howling. Are these goblins crazy? How is it possible to charge through this? An adventurer mutters, voicing everyone's confusion. Oh, they're quite smart, knowing to consume my bullets. If it were someone else, they might really worry about supply. But well, crunch. The sweet aroma of white forest fruit masks the scent of blood on the breeze. When the 2 magazines empty, gunfire fades. The goblin general looks pleased and waves his spear to continue commanding the charge. No bullets. Captain, let's go. He's out. That's right, Captain. We should have left earlier. Damn it. Why did I believe a young noble could take out 5,000 goblins? Donald grits his teeth, hesitating. Yi Qian helped us. Go call him back so we leave together. Captain, it's too late. That kid has a train. Just let him figure out his own escape. What does it have to do with us? Idiot. The trains sold by Run Corporation require a 30-minute warm-up every start. How long has it been since the battle started? Ignoring dissuasion, Donald runs quickly toward the train. He wants to take me away before the goblins arrive. I hear the conversation and smile slightly, opening the window and leaning out, leisurely waving at sweating Donald. Brother Donald, you're not a bad guy. Get off the car quickly. No matter how precious the train, it's not as important as your life. Don't stay on it. Your weapon is out of bullets. The ammunition for that kind of weapon can only be bought from Run Corporation. Even if your family is wealthy, they can't give you more. Run. There's still time. Chew. Chew. I look at him with a smile, swallowing the fruit. Don't worry, there are still plenty of bullets. 80 meters. Snap. The empty mental power magazine fills instantly. 50 meters. Another train coin turns into golden light. Overlimit mode reactivate. Fire. On the battlefield, goblin after goblin is hit by bullets and explodes into blood mists. The level 6 heavy machine gun paired with special mental power bullets even achieves multi-kills, where monsters are dense. Facing an unbeatable opponent, the forcibly berserk goblins are forced awake. They abandon armor and weapons, ignoring the general's orders, turning to flee. Pursue them. A comical scene appears. The sentry floats in midair, mounting the heavy machine gun, single-handedly surrounding and annihilating the remaining less than 2,000. Only when both magazines are exhausted does it stop and return. Sitting on the window frame, I continue eating, ignoring Donald, who is dumbfounded for the umpteenth time, and walks straight out. Within 300 meters in front, the emerald grass is soaked scarlet. The army has completely collapsed. Only the goblin general remains, furious. No matter how he roars, he cannot salvage the shattered mental power. He himself feels fear under the sentry. Just as he prepares to flee with the army, he notices an unarmed human who looks quite delicious walking out. Giligulu, Giligulu. He immediately shows joy. Even with his underdeveloped brain, he can tell this delicious human must be the train's owner. Kill him and the train belongs to the great goblin general Tululu. Greed makes him abandon fear. At this distance, he can pierce through this delicious human's heart, then shatter into pieces just like the barrier. Giligulu Guala. He raises the spear high, bright yellow lightning attaching. But before he can throw, bang, a single bullet pierces through his brow. Trial by gunfire, triggered, sin judgment. Guilty, one shot, and the world goes quiet. Phew. Blowing the wisps of smoke from Ebony's muzzle, I hum a cheerful tune as I walk straight to the corpse, kicking him aside. This is my first time using the active ability of trial by gunfire. As expected, very strong. I pick up the spear and bring up the light screen. Lightning spear, level 5. Consumes stamina to throw a powerful lightning attack. Supporting equipment, spear retriever. The retriever must be the thing the goblin general was using. Removing it from his wrist and examining this distinctly high-tech item, I fall into thought. Can a goblin really get their hands on this, or did he open a treasure chest somewhere else? No, Donald has no reason to lie. Natives in these station worlds should only be able to obtain train coins from chests, not other rewards. Then is it Run Corporation? Whether the retriever or the spear itself, I feel they were all bought from Run Corporation. Easy to tell by how the general targeted my train. This monster had clearly scavenged other trains, not the kind natives buy, but ones truly owned by a captain. Run Corporation is also an organization founded by train captains. Right, they sell to natives. Then what these natives do becomes new station worlds. Without seeing them, all my speculations cannot be confirmed. However, it should be soon. After completing the 10th platform, our batch passes the novice period, and there will surely be opportunity to meet earlier batches. They will know more about Run Corporation than I do, and perhaps I will run into someone from Run Corporation at some station. Putting the spear away, I hesitate, then strip the iron armor off the general. He doesn't know how many years since he last bathed. The stench is unbearable, but it's a waste to toss and recycling won't yield much, so I list it on the trading platform. Surely someone will mind nothing and pay. Too much trouble to carry, so I list the iron armor for 8 train coins. Where else can you find a conscientious merchant like me? 8 train coins for level 3 iron armor. This doesn't seem to have anything to do with conscience. Returning with my spoils, the adventurers look at me with awe and fear. The sentry's attack could be excused as a powerful weapon, but that single shot to the general's head erased all doubt. Lord Ye, thank you for your help. We will spread the story of how you repelled the 5,000-strong goblin army single-handedly. In the name of the Holy Lord, I, Donald, will absolutely not conceal these achievements. That doesn't really matter, but your mission can be considered complete. Right, I still need to stay here for a while. What about you? We'll leave right away. Sensing the dismissal, Donald leads them away without hesitation. Just as they leave, he remembers something, pulls a silver-white statue of a hooded prayer giver from his backpack, and offers it. Lord Ye, you helped us and saved all our lives. We don't have anything precious. Please take this. With it, the Holy Lord will bless you. The squad fades into the distance. I look at the statue, pondering. Does this world really have gods? No, what am I thinking? It would actually be strange if there were no gods. Statue of the saint, pray and be filled with hope. Perhaps the Holy Lord will cast their gaze upon you. Not necessarily useful. Aside from God, who else could force countless people to constantly enter this train survival world? Or rather, whoever can do this must, and can only be called God. I suddenly think of Shea. Wasn't that woman dressed like a nun? What kind of god did she believe in? I'll ask her when I get the chance. Putting down the statue, my gaze falls on the hunting reward. Sublimation, stamina 117 to 73. Sublimation successful. Lightning spear to rampage. Lightning spear level 6. Wild thunder throw consumes stamina down to 0 to throw a strike of immense power. Can be equipped with spear retriever. Immense power, how immense. I don't try lightly. The negative effect is too severe. After stamina is consumed to 0, one enters a state of extreme sloth, and I already feel uncomfortable with 20 or 30 left. Hard to imagine 0. However, I don't want to consume my own. But what about the sentry? It has no stamina. With this thought, I climb onto the roof and equip the spear and retriever to the vigilant sentry. Switch weapon, rampage lightning spear. Activate, wild thunder throw. Order issued, sentry activates. On the spear shaft, golden lightning condenses, forming a spiral, constantly rotating thunder spearhead. After reaching a critical value, it shoots out violently, turning into a golden meteor falling from sky to earth. Then, boom. A huge explosion, strong shockwaves spreading outward. Oh no. Feeling the impact, I quickly duck into the train to avoid being blown away. When the lightning dissipates, I look at the huge spiral crater that has appeared. Not bad. I am very satisfied. After the sentry uses the ability, the spear doesn't consume stamina as the description states. It only needs 1 minute to recharge. By constantly recalling through the retriever, it is another powerful weapon no less than the Great Compassion heavy machine gun. Not only that, the sentry can use this spear for melee, compensating for its weakness in melee. If an enemy closes, they get shot in vital spots while harassed by the spear, even fleeing far, pursued by violent thunder. Before reaching a higher level, the sentry cannot possibly have any opponents. The 150-meter range is destined to become a nightmare for enemies. Daver Village, 2,000 meters underground. Soldiers in exquisite armor surround a woman in her early 30s waiting in this underground world. Before them, within a semi-transparent barrier, a reverse cross building stands. The woman holds a semi-cylindrical key and forcefully inserts it into the stone platform before the barrier, her steps unsteady, looking like she has been standing for a long time. Your Highness, why don't you rest and let us take over? It's been almost a day. If this continues your body, a soldier steps forward, trying to curry favor. Get lost! She viciously kicks the soldier away. The things here are mine. None of you commoners can lay a hand on them. The others exchange looks, help up the bleeding soldier, and hide aside without further word. Feeling the oppressive atmosphere, she snorts disdainfully, gaze fixed with fervent intensity on the altar. Almost there, almost there. In the darkness, no one notices a square robot with its head tucked in, secretly observing. Wally circles around and stops on the other side of the barrier, poking it with his arm, feeling it soft. So Wally directly crashes into it. Bang! Clutching his iron head, he reveals a hurt expression. He is certain he cannot get in here. He has to go back and tell his master. The most precious thing on this platform must be retrieved by his master personally. Wally, you're back so fast. Didn't get the item, huh? It's okay, I'm not Ye Qian. Wait, that's me. It doesn't matter if you don't get it. You'll still get your charge. Oh, you drew a map. Does that mean there's treasure down here? Led by Wally to the underground entrance, I take out a pure purification stone for a light source and follow him in. So the location is over here. After about half an hour through a deep secluded path, the scene opens up. Emerald crystals are embedded everywhere, soft light bringing illumination to this vast underground world. Continue forward. I hear voices not far away. Are you okay? That kick from Her Highness wasn't light. My ribs are probably broken. Why did you have to go and seek death? She despises soldiers from common backgrounds the most. I just want to get promoted. I don't want to just be a guard. Not now, though. Wait till the princess gets the item from that ruin, then we'll figure out a way to. Are we really going to do it? Otherwise, after that woman gets the item from the ruins, how could she tolerate us knowing? She'll definitely silence us. The conversation fades. Walking another 10 minutes, I see the ruins. After observing the princess in her 30s who looks like an old woman, my fantasy of fairy tale princesses is completely shattered. So ugly. I do not go out directly, but circle around like Wally, coming to the other side of the barrier. Touching it with my hand, the soft sensation makes it hard to believe this is hard to break. How do I get in? I fall into thought. What if after she opens it, I just shoot and rob her? That's one way. If there's no better option, I might as well try. Wait, I have an idea. I suddenly think of a good idea. Anchorer. The dark gold blasphemy card appears between my fingers. Anchor. Mental energy consumed. An anchor mark appears inside the barrier. Then, sail. A drowning sensation. Voices in my ears come and go. When I open my eyes again, I am inside the ruins. It worked. It actually worked. I play with the card, smiling. With anchor and teleport, I can completely cross any barrier. The blasphemy card's abilities truly grow stronger the more I look. If the blasphemy card underwent another sublimation, I gaze a moment, then shake my head. No, it's the same feeling as when I couldn't sublimate above level 4. My current ability isn't strong enough. Forget it, let's first see what's actually in the ruins. I walk toward the base of the massive reverse cross altar, so tall, almost 10 stories. I climb the steps, continuously, until I reach the spacious pure white platform at the very top. Only another reverse cross platform a little over a person's height exists there. Walking closer, this vast altar exists solely for one item. What is this? A light purple card floats. On the card, the image of a hooded demon holding a scythe is lifelike. It feels a bit like the blasphemy card. No way. I swallow, reaching out. The moment I grasp the card, I feel countless seductive whispers in my ears, but it disappears in an instant. I shake my head, patting my forehead. What was that just now? An illusion? I pull up my personal information. Aside from the mental power consumed for the anchor and teleport, my mental power has dropped by about half again. This card, appraise. Devil card, seduction. Seduction consumes mental energy, your lies will be believed. Demon, consumes stamina. Your actions will inspire fear. Such powerful abilities and no level. This thing couldn't be the same kind as the blasphemy card, could it? No, this one shouldn't be as powerful. Good luck, there's even an extra reward at the stop. I am in a rather good mood. I glance at the ugly princess below, still trying to open the barrier. She's trying so hard, wouldn't it be pitiful if she came in and found nothing? With a casual toss, I take out a level 3 bullet and place it on the altar. A level 3 bullet, not bad I guess. I do not leave immediately. In fact, I cannot. The anchor's teleport requires an hour to cool down. During this time, I go back down and have Wally return first. Time passes quickly. Anchorer, sail, another drowning, another whisper. Only this time when I open my eyes, I am back on my train. Finally, it's open. Underground world. The princess looks at the dog-hole-like gap that has appeared, immediately bends down and crawls through. The guards behind her want to follow, but she glares them back. You commoners, you aren't worthy of entering. Wait there obediently. Once this princess obtains the item, this world will be mine. She lifts her heavy skirt, takes 3 steps in 2, and climbs the inverted cross altar above. After climbing for a long time, she reaches the top, sees the smaller inverted cross altar, rushes over with fervent eyes. This is a bullet, a single bullet. This is what Run Corporation told me to get. Picking it up, she looks puzzled. Who cares, as long as I got it. She takes a hairpin from her head and throws it on the ground. A small crystal is revealed within, emitting faint blue light. A woman wearing a Run Corporation medal sits in an executive chair, sporting massive dark circles, speaks in an extremely languid tone. Who are you? Oh, I remember. The princess from that big world with a maximum level 5 platform. So, have you obtained the item? Give it to me now. I got it. Here, a platform-like object appears above the crystal. The princess obediently places the bullet on it. Before long, the woman on the other end has the bullet in her hand. She looks at this utterly ordinary level 3 bullet and falls silent. After a long while, she raises her head, stares coldly at the princess. You're playing games with me. The old princess's expression changes to surprise. She quickly shakes her head and waves her hands. How could that be? How would I dare to deceive an adult from Run Corporation? Didn't you say take that key and find an underground ruin in the border region? I searched a whole year before I found this ruin the key fit, and there was only 1 bullet on the altar. There really was nothing else. The woman continues to stare with icy deadfish eyes that make the old princess collapse to the ground. Enough! There should have been a card there, not a bullet. Where is the item exactly? I'm giving you one last chance. Tell the truth. I really don't know. There really was only this 1 bullet, I didn't lie. Sizzle. The blue crystal explodes. A sharp fragment grazes the princess's neck. Bleeding profusely, she desperately reaches out, but darkness like a tide engulfs her. The dead fish-eyed woman looks at the bullet, lost in thought. That native wasn't lying, but the barrier containing the devil card can only be opened with a key. Why was there a bullet inside? Could it be someone swapped the card beforehand? No, impossible. If the ruin had been opened, it wouldn't need a key again. So what exactly is this? She places the bullet aside and speaks to something living in the darkness. Go investigate which train captain above level 30 has recently visited that platform. Yes. Docking countdown 1 hour 33 minutes and 45 seconds. Wally, come back. On the roof of the train, I lie basking in the sunlight. Wally, meanwhile, is continuously pulling weapons and leather armor from the dead goblins, then recycling them through the processing station I placed outside, ultimately forming resource blocks for the storage carriage. Ha! Almost time to go. Yawning, I call him back. The last batch of resources stored. The gains from this stop are now complete. Back inside, Wally eagerly circles between me and the charger, the large eyes of the monitor blinking. Surprisingly adorable in a clumsy way. Go on. Seeing how hard you've worked, I'll reward you with a full charge today. Although it's fully charged every day, receiving my praise makes Wally incredibly happy. Back in the constant temperature carriage, I have gradually transformed it into a proper room. Even bought a dining table on the trading platform and set up a bookshelf with comic books in the game console. This carriage is entirely a paradise for a homebody. Okay, time to depart. The privilege has long since changed color. I raise my hand and slap it down. Privilege triggered. Departure. The track moves forward. The void appears. Passing through. Returning. Outside the window, the familiar endless wasteland. At the same moment I return, all captains in this sector look up at the broadcast, because it has emitted a sound. Congratulations, all train captains have left the 10th platform. Starting tomorrow, you will no longer be protected by newbie protection privileges. In the wasteland, weather will change daily and will no longer be the same. Cross-sector friend adding enabled. Multiplayer platforms enabled. Guilds enabled. Team mode enabled. The trading platform will no longer be restricted to this sector. Train speed requirement increased to a minimum of 60 kilometers per hour. Trains below this enter a dangerous state. We wish you good luck. We wish you to survive. Remember, do not abandon your train. A long string of rapid-fire announcements leaves everyone bewildered. 6,831 10,000s. What the heck? Why is this broadcast more and more off schedule? We already left and it's only saying this now. I'm almost falling asleep. That's weird. I heard people from Sector E3 say before that broadcast times occasionally don't match ours. Didn't expect after merging the broadcast is now off schedule too. Hey, is there something wrong with you guys in E3? What, are you trying to say someone can stay on a platform for almost 9 hours? That would require level 4? Oh, no, level 5, right. Isn't your focus on this? The main point is all that stuff the broadcast said. What do they mean by multiplayer platforms, guilds, fully open trading platform? Weren't there multiplayer platforms before? Those were public trading platforms. You clearly didn't listen. As for guilds, haven't you played games? Huh, look at the mail section. Who is this mass sending a message inviting us to City of 1,000 Stars? There are other mails too. Holy cow, why are there more and more? The chat room is bustling. I also received the emails they are talking about. City of 1,000 Stars, Nation on a Ship, Sky Garden. Are these the cities built by those seniors Sister Shaya mentioned? An invitation directly through the system for the new batch who have passed level 10? If I accept an invitation, I can go there for the next stop, no longer making a random platform selection. What will the cities be like? I fall into thought, looking at dozens of mass-sent emails. Their names alone don't reveal strength or quality, and a rash choice might lead to trouble. Or should I not accept any? I shake my head, dismissing it. I have done nothing wrong. A clear conscience fears no false accusation. Aside from the blasphemy card, I have no conflicts with anyone. No need to give up an opportunity to learn more about the world, but I truly cannot decide which to choose. However, I can ask. Sister Shaya, do you know which faction is better for a stop after level 10? On a certain platform world, Shaya is silently praying with her eyes closed. She opens them at the special system notification. Level 10. Why is it only level 10 now? I remember this kid came to my place many days ago, didn't he? At that time, he was all ready. She tilts her head in confusion and replies, "Oh, I thought you had forgotten your elder sister. Level 10. Are you kidding me, kid? It's been 5 or 6 days since we parted. How could you only be at level 10? How could that be, if you don't believe me? Look, I sent a screenshot of the email. It has the date on it. No, you. Seeing I'm not lying, she's clearly stunned a moment. So he really leveled up to a level 3 train at 5th station. And he also got modules, alert devices, storage units. What kind of luck is this? Sister Shaya? Seeing she hasn't replied for a long time, I send another. Ahem. It's nothing, haha. I was just dealing with a small problem. Congratulations. After passing level 10, you're a true train captain. As for the choice, I recommend City of 1,000 Stars, the largest city-state in the train world. You can buy many unimaginable things there. Of course, besides that, there's one more thing. I'll also be going to City of 1,000 Stars soon, and I'll give you something then. What is it? I'll tell you when we meet. Oh, by the way, since you're going to City of 1,000 Stars, here's this for you. Ding ding, a new email. A medal engraved with the Weeping Saint's emblem appears in my hand. When you arrive at City of 1,000 Stars, take it to 44 Nikelua Street. It can get your train a free advanced maintenance. Thank you. No need to be polite. I'm helping you only because you are the owner of the blasphemy card. I know, but thank you anyway. Shaya sits cross-legged, looking at my message, a slight smile on her lips. Ahem, I'm still busy. Anything else? I hesitate. Yes, I got an item. An item, send a screenshot, see if there's anything special. I send a screenshot of the devil card. Question mark, question mark. Where did you get this thing? I picked it up by chance. Is this card related to the blasphemy card? Shaya's eye twitches a few times. She unsteadily crushes a doll and after a long while regains her composure, sighs deeply and replies, "No relation. This is another set." Alas, I hadn't intended to tell you so early, but never mind, you've already passed level 10. Organizing her words, she continues. Taking the blasphemy card in your hand is an example. Its individual existence is unique, but that doesn't mean there's only one. As far as I know, including yours, there are 7 blasphemy cards. These 7 are collectively classified as the profane card sequence. As for the devil card you picked up, it's one of the devil card sequence. The difference is there are only 13 devil cards in total, a fixed number. After the holder dies, the card randomly falls into a platform world, forming a ruin. You kid must have gotten it in some ruin, right? Still saying you picked it up, go fool a ghost. Heh, I really did pick it up. I saw no one wanted it, so I just took it. She rubs her forehead in exasperation. Blasphemy card, devil card, angel card, ace card. There are some other similar card sequences. Each one is a unique existence, and except for the blasphemy card, the number of other sequences is fixed. According to rumors that appeared out of nowhere, if one can collect all the cards of the sequence, something special will happen. For example, after collecting the devil card, one can summon a world-destroying demon or something. As of now, I don't know anyone who has managed to collect an entire sequence. However, I did hear that the Run Corporation you mentioned seems to be collecting a certain card sequence. Strangely, even I can't find their headquarters. If you run into them, be careful. Card sequences. I take out both the Blasphemy and Devil card and hold them. What about the Blasphemy card? What happens if they are all collected? Literally, profaning gods. Question mark. She feels she has said too much and sighs. Alright, this isn't something you should worry about. Moreover, no one even knows how many cards are in the blasphemy sequence. So how could anyone collect them all? Don't overthink it. Go and rest well in City of 1,000 Stars. There you can stop for at least 3 days without continuing to adventure. Never mind, you'll know when the time comes. That's it, I have things to do. She closes the chat. She leans back on the church pew, slightly lost in thought. Sister Nun, it's ready. Tina's voice comes from not far away. The cute girl doll hops over, tilting her head at the other dolls shattered on the floor. Sister Nun is bullying everyone again. Hurry up and fix them, or I won't talk to you. Shea rubs her head and casually takes out a card engraved with a dark gold angel, swiping it through the air. Heal. The dolls are restored. The next morning, 6 hours, 30 minutes, and 0 seconds. Unlike usual, the crossroads of fate is triggered at this time. I just woken, rub my eyes, and look at the screen, feeling a bit confused. It's this early, even the entry time has changed. But what's the point of the crossroads being triggered when entering City of 1,000 Stars? The crossroads of fate triggered. Please choose from the following paths. Path 1, City of 1,000 Stars main gate. Path 2, City of 1,000 Stars lower district. Lower district. After a slight hesitation, I still choose the main gate. This time, no need to wait half an hour. Immediately an entry prompt appears. Enter. Acceleration void. Passing through. The scenery outside the window suddenly changes. The train comes from the endless wasteland onto a massive railway bridge, where strange creatures leap in the sparkling ocean. And many more bridges like this, each with hundreds of tracks, trains of various shapes traveling on them, all members of some block. Directly ahead, a colossal star-veined city stretching as far as the eye can see, floats in midair, with countless tracks spiraling around it, like the rings of a planet. Ding ding. Zhao Lin. Brother Ye, did you accept the invitation? Which place did you choose? City of 1,000 Stars. You haven't chosen yet. Choose now. I'll choose City of 1,000 Stars too. I'll treat you to a meal. Heh. I got a lot of train coins at the last station. Okay. Ding ding. Another. Shangguan Yingshui. Where did you choose? Do you women all like to talk to people at the same time? Question mark. Just kidding, I chose City of 1,000 Stars. How about you? I'm not there. That's a bit of a shame. Ellipsis. The chat ends, and about half an hour later the train begins to slow. A majestic gate appears. New mail. Welcome to City of 1,000 Stars. The whistle blows, the train stops at a Gothic-style platform, enters an independent tunnel, and finally halts. A man in uniform walks over and stands before the door, observes the train, clears his throat, and knocks. The door opens, and as I step out, he nods slightly with a kind smile. Hello, esteemed train captain. Welcome. I am your guide and will introduce you to relevant matters. For the next 3 days you may stay here, where you may choose to join a guild to obtain longer docking times and resources. Through the guild's capabilities. The word guide reminds me of the smiling man at the public trading station. I wonder how that guy is doing now. I came by invitation. What should I do next? Nothing at all. Once you choose to come, you have a special coordinate. After leaving, every 3 stations you can spend 2 train coins to change the destination of the next station to City of 1,000 Stars. Here all train captains will spend at least 3 days of rest, whether for dining, entertainment, or any desire. As long as you spend train coins, it can all be achieved. So that's how it is. I finally understand why these factions send invitations immediately after newbies completed 10 stations. By bringing more newbies into their sphere, captains who are tired or afraid will inevitably choose to come every 3 stations. As for whose pockets those 2 train coins end up in, no need to say more. So my train will just be left here? He shakes his head as if anticipating, takes out a key and hands it to me. City of 1,000 Stars has specialized train storage capsules right here. For just 1 train coin, your train can be absolutely safely stored for 3 days. The key remains in your hands. Only you can open it. Even the highest level administrators absolutely cannot. He finally understands. In short, it costs money. What if I didn't buy? I can easily imagine that if I went out and came back, my train would be nothing but an empty shell. So would you like to purchase the storage service? Yes, your choice is correct. 1 train coin to the guide, I take the key and follow him out. A massive mechanical arm descends from the sky and grabs the tunnel where my train was. It is placed in a corner of the large gate I had just seen and enveloped by a light blue screen. There are countless similar compartments capable of storing trains on that gate. Train captain, please feel free to explore on your own. I hope you have the most wonderful experience here. He is about to leave when I remember something. Wait, what if I want to maintain my train? He gives me a strange look, completely surprised that a captain who just entered would know about maintenance. Please rest assured, you can find specialized maintenance technicians in the city. They all have devices that can directly teleport trains. You only need to use your key, and the train will automatically go there after maintenance return here. Then how do I get to 44 Nakello Street? You can go there by city's self-service transportation vehicles. Thank you. Having the info I want, I am not in a hurry. Stepping out of the hall, what meets my eyes is a colossal multi-layered city with a futuristic feel. The place I'm in is the first layer, the base area, the lowest level of the entire city of 1,000 stars. But this is the lower. Then what was the point of that option? I don't think much. After getting a free general map, I walk straight in one direction. Although there are many places to explore, everything requires train coins. Unfortunately, I don't have much money left. Welcome to the Chong trading station. Following the map, I enter a shop that connects directly to the trading platform. Only then do I understand what the broadcast meant by the lifting of the trade ban. Resources, all fixed prices now. 1 train coin can be exchanged for 100 kilograms of wood, metal, or 100 mechanical parts. Each person can sell a maximum of 20 times per day for these basic resources. Why is this? Not far away, a sales assistant comes over upon hearing me. She first gives a respectful smile, then explains, "Respected train captain, you must be visiting City of 1,000 Stars for the first time. Basic resources are not scarce here. Many train captains within the city possess the resource radar talent and can provide a large amount of basic resources daily. Therefore, the prices you see now were set by the city lord, specifically prepared for new captains." Talent? What is that? I asked nonchalantly. From her words, it seems that in this city, talent is not something worth mentioning. Her smile does not diminish as she explains. Talent is something only a very small number of captains possess. But even so, as far as I know, there are differences between talents. The resource radar talent is the most common among all talent holders. As for the rest, I do not know. This sales assistant knows quite a lot. I size her up. "You are also a train captain." She shakes her head, seemingly afraid I might misunderstand. Quickly explains, "No, of course not. I was born in City of 1,000 Stars and have always lived here. My goal since childhood has been to become a train assistant serving captains. I only know these things from books. With a few taps on the light screen, I sell basic resources totaling 10 train coins. The self-service transactions only allows basic resources. More complex transactions require appraisal here. However, 10 train coins are clearly not enough for my current needs. What else can I sell? I still have quite a few valuable items. If I were to take out just that one devil card, it would probably fetch an unimaginable price. However, I do not intend to sell. After a moment of thought, I take out 2 test tubes from my backpack. How much can this sell for? Blessed virus serum. This was the product of the virus serum from the Doomsday Town treasure chest after sublimation. Although I always kept it in storage, I never had a chance to use it. And with the candy Shea gave me, the value is becoming smaller and smaller. Keeping 1 tube and exchanging the rest for train coins is just right. Please wait a moment. A mysterious-looking machine emits light, scanning the 2 test tubes. The light forms a screen, displaying its quoted price. Virus serum can provide immunity to low-level zombie viruses. Due to unknown reasons, it has been specially blessed, gaining low-level healing abilities. Estimated value, 5 train coins per tube. Higher than I imagined. Train captain, here are your train coins. Is there anything else? Not for now. Alright, would you like to exchange your train coins for 1,000 stars coins? What are those? They are the common currency of City of 1,000 Stars. Train coins are too precious. Each train coin can be exchanged for 1,000 stars coins, usable in any consumption venue within the city. I exchange 5, obtaining 5,000 stars coins, and have no intention of staying. Just as I turn to leave, the assistant runs over and slips a business card into my hand. "Train captain, if you need a train assistant, you can contact me. I will definitely fulfill all your requests." Assistant. From the name, it isn't hard to guess, but I don't need one. Meeting her eager gaze, I merely smile without replying. After getting the train coins, I do not leave immediately. Standing on the street, the diverse architecture, vehicles, and people make me feel a little unreal. Ding ding. Zhao Lin, Brother Ye, I've arrived at the place you mentioned. Which one is you? Ah, no need to say. I should recognize you. Looking at the message, before I can reply, I feel a light tap on my shoulder. I turn. No one. I reach out to grab the other side. Oh dear. My gaze shifts with the sound. I see a young girl with high ponytail and healthy tanned skin, looking full of vitality, seemingly just adult, sitting on the ground. You are Zhao Lin. Hey, it's me, Brother Ye. It really is you. I knew I recognized you correctly. I reach out and pull her up. Zhao Lin, a head shorter, lifts her face and puts on a serious expression. Nice to meet you for the first time, Brother Ye. Just call me Ye Qian. I'm not that old. No need to call me Dage. Being called Dage through a chat box is one thing. In person, I am only a few years older. Then how about Brother Qian? Are we that familiar? She doesn't feel awkward at all. Her overly familiar demeanor is hard to dislike. Of course we are familiar. If Brother Qian hadn't helped me in the first 10 stations, I would have died long ago from being unable to complete the upgrades. So you are my savior. That's true. So how do you plan to repay me? She had not expected that. Her carefully prepared words shatter, and for a moment she doesn't know how to respond. Grumble. A small stomach growl breaks the silence. I shrug and point to the restaurants on the street. Treat me to a meal. Would that be sufficient repayment? Of course it would. It was just a meal. She didn't think she would spend much. But she clearly underestimated the consumption level of this city. When the two of us leave the restaurant and see the bill of a full 3,000 stars coins, her mood completely turns from sunny to cloudy. So expensive, we didn't even eat much. How did it cost so much? 3,000 stars coins. That's 3 train coins. Oh my goodness. Opening a level 3 chest only earns enough for 2 meals. That's too expensive. She casts a lingering glance at the fully loaded package behind me. Lobster, shark fin, packing so many portions, that's really too much. I hear her grumbling and glance at her equally loaded backpack. I want to laugh. Having no other business, I plan to check out the train maintenance place Shea introduced. I had only walked a few steps preparing to hail a vehicle when I turned to look at Zhao Lin, who has been following. Don't you have your own things to do? Are you just going to keep following me? She blinks and nods. I have nowhere to go. Zhao Lin is at a loss. She has no idea what she is supposed to do in this city. Enjoy herself, as the introduction suggested, but alone she doesn't dare, nor know how. Don't forget her last stop was the lucky station, so this time she was bound to encounter some bad luck. Even if City of 1,000 Stars seems safe, that is only relative. Therefore, staying by my side, the only person she is somewhat familiar with, is the only sense of security she can find. Brother Ye, you know my talent. If you stay by my side, won't all your bad luck transfer to me? My undisguised disgust makes her silently lower her head. She mumbles softly, I'm sorry. I'll just. You can follow me. I hold out my hand and gesture in front of her. Give me money, 5 train coins, as compensation for the mental distress of you infecting me with bad luck. Scoundrel. She curses inwardly, but obediently takes out 5 train coins and places them in my hand. Thank you, Brother Qian. Should I say she was stupid or something else? I weigh the coins. I actually really wanted her to stay far away. I hadn't expected this girl to actually be willing to give me money. I should have asked for more. However, never mind. Since she has already given it, I won't break my word. Hailing a suspended autonomous taxi, I take her to 44 Nakeloo Street. A church? After getting out, looking at the huge church intertwined with black and white, I strongly suspect I have gone to the wrong place. What did a church have to do with train maintenance? Shea wouldn't be trying to trick me into becoming a believer of some inexplicable deity, would she? Brother Qian, so you believe in gods. I believe in ghosts. Although I feel the place is unreliable, upholding the principle of since I'm here it would be a waste of taxi money not to go in, I still walk into the church. The interior is not much different from churches I've seen online. The only difference is the entire space is filled with low murmurs of praise from all directions. Hearing someone arrive, a middle-aged man dressed in bishop's robes puts down the white book in his hand and walks over with a smile, sizing me up. Under the monocle on his right eye, his gaze flickers slightly as if thinking about something. Are you the guest Shea recommended? Alright, I haven't gone to the wrong place. I pull out the medal Shea had given me. I can use this medal for 1 train maintenance, right? The bishop nods kindly. Please follow me. Following behind, the 3 of us pass through the interior of the church and arrive at a station platform with 3 tracks behind it. Please insert the key here and we can begin the maintenance. He points to a groove just right for the key that represents the sealed train. Without hesitation, although I don't know his background, I can vaguely sense an indescribable aura on this seemingly kind middle-aged priest, as if he had rolled out of a mountain of corpses and a sea of blood. Undoubtedly, this is a train captain, and his level definitely not low, perhaps comparable to Shea. As for why such a person would be doing maintenance, that is not something I can know. I insert the key and twist it slightly. The familiar train appears out of thin air. Zhao Lin rubs her eyes hard, unable to believe what is happening. The train appeared here. Oh my goodness. Brother Qian, where did you learn all this? You haven't been taken in by a rich woman, have you? Many times the truth is inadvertently revealed in jokes. I silently ignore her exclamations, looking at the priest who seems to be pondering. Is that all? The priest nods. Of course. If I may ask, this person next to you. Hee, never mind, I seem to be talking too much. The priest's smile deepens a bit. Come pick up the train tomorrow. For the remaining time, I suggest you go to the guild gathering place. All newbies who arrive here can choose to join a guild. When there are no missions, you can stay here to avoid danger. For many people, they even give up their identity as a train captain and completely stay here, becoming an assistant who can only serve captains. If you want to stay, you can try. Stay? Give up the identity of a train captain. I have no interest whatsoever. However, my gaze falls on Zhao Lin. At this moment, the girl is staring blankly, deep in thought. Feeling my gaze, she snaps out of it and suddenly smiles. It's like Brother Qian, just like that public trading station back then. When my bad luck was at its peak, there was an option to stay and not have to participate in the subsequent survival, as long as I gave up my identity as a train captain. Her mood is slightly downcast. If this stop hadn't been bad luck for her, she would have had a very high probability of choosing to stay. Not everyone is as adept at train adventures as me, nor does everyone crave adventure. A stable life is what many long for. Let's go check out the guild. There might be something good there. We hail another car. This time Zhao Lin pays. On the way, I browse the trading platform connected to City of 1,000 Stars. With my level 5 captain identity, I can see some extra items, but still no flamestone. It is not in the trading options. That item seems non-sellable, at least not buyable here, and for some reason no items above level 3 are found on the platform. Not a single one. Very strange. As a gathering place for captains, there are countless people from earlier batches. How could no one be selling higher level items? The taxi drives about half an hour on the street, bringing us to a huge white jade plaza. The plaza is bustling. Many teams that look quite professional are seated in their respective spots, all there to recruit newbies. Roughly estimated, there must be tens of thousands of people in the center, not counting those who have left or not yet arrived. Truly magnificent. Everything in this city gives me a sense of large and diverse déjà vu. I have no interest in joining any guild, just want to see what a so-called guild actually is. However, this place is not only for recruiting. Many people have set up stalls here, displaying items for sale, and not a few are train captains from earlier batches. Brother Qian, I just wanted to ask, you just left your train in that church. Aren't you afraid it will be stolen? We walk among the vendors. Hearing her question, I, observing a silver-white desert eagle, reply without looking back. It's fine, I've been watching it. Watching? She is puzzled. She cannot see my system light screen, so she doesn't know that the surveillance footage running inside my train is always under my control. This gun is only level 2. Do you have any higher levels? The rogue stares with dead fish eyes and replies in a lazy voice that makes one wonder if he would fall asleep standing up. You, a newbie, right. So what if I am? Oh, no wonder. You still don't know the rules of City of 1,000 Stars. He yawns, scratches himself a few times from inside his clothes. The highest level of items sold externally in City of 1,000 Stars is level 3. If you want higher level items, you have to join a large guild to buy them. Other than those guilds, selling items above level 3 elsewhere is illegal. Why are there such rules? Level 3 items aren't that hard to obtain, are they? The rogue stops scratching and looks at me strangely. Kid, your luck must be pretty good to think level 3 items are easy to get. Forget it, are you buying or not? If you buy this gun, I'll impart some senior experience. How much? 4 train coins, very cheap. Money and goods exchanged. A smile finally appears on the lazy face. Finally sold. 4 train coins, I can go find technician number 8 and have a good time again. He turns to leave, but is stopped by a hand on his shoulder. Senior, did you forget something? He knows he can't escape, sighs helplessly. Points to a teppanyaki stall. Let's talk over there and grab something to eat. Following him, we sit at the stall. The boss winking at the rogue. All right. I didn't bring them here for you to slaughter. 3 cups of, oh, do you two drink? Zhao Lin politely shakes her head. Let's talk about serious matters. Shh, boring. Then just 1 cup, remember to make it warm. While waiting, he spits out the straw and swipes a finger through the air. A friend invitation appears in my sight. I've added both of you. When you go back, you'll be able to, you have a system-bound module. Looking at the accepted request, he is stunned. That's incredible. Are you really a newbie? No, must be true, otherwise you wouldn't be unaware of the rules. Tusk, this is my first time seeing a newbie with a module, and a rare system-bound one at that. Back then I was. Mu Shang Yuren Sr., you should get to the point. Mu Shang Yuren, that was the name. Just call me Mu Shang. Sigh, so troublesome. If it weren't for the gun I sold you, a cup of warm wine arrives. He drinks it in 1 gulp. He, originally extremely decadent, suddenly becomes much more energetic. Cough, you're also a train captain. Don't you know how abstract those treasure chests hidden in the stations are? It's fine when the level is low, but as the train level increases, the stations become more dangerous. Relatively, the possibility of finding chests will also be lower. Moreover, train levels are not easy to raise. For newbies like you, some should have reached level 3. Right. Have you seen the upgrade requirements for the next level? Flamestone? Zhao Lin answers quickly. Right, Flamestone. That stuff can only be obtained at stations above level 4, and newbie captains can only go up to level 3 at most. So where do you get Flamestone? He points upwards. Heh, so newbies have to obediently join a guild, then follow their arrangements, exchange resources and contributions exceeding Flamestone for a Flamestone. Only then can you upgrade. And then the next level will have other rigid requirements, round and round. In the end, you'll become cattle and horses working for those old masters above. Hehehe. Where there are people, there are Jung-Hu. Where there is Jung-Hu, there are unscrupulous businesses. What he says is really true. But this way, wouldn't it be a bit unreasonable? Then how did the first batch of captains reach level 4? They didn't exchange for flamestone from others. How would I know that? But flamestone isn't entirely only obtainable from them. That's just the simplest way. If a train reaches level 3, there's a very small chance of entering a higher level station. If you can find a chest there, there's still a chance to get flamestone. He gives a self-deprecating smile. But then again, a level 3 captain struggles to even survive in a higher level station, let alone find a chest. That's completely wishful thinking. Drinking the wine, he lays on the table and snores loudly. I don't care if he is feigning. I pay and leave. Not long after we leave, the teppanyaki stall owner pats Muxiang Yoren's head. Wake up. They're gone. Stop pretending. Muxiang sits up, completely losing his drunken demeanor, looking even more decadent. Another batch of newbie captains. Speaking of which, how many years have we been here? The boss hands a plate of stir-fried liver and replies calmly, 9 years in total, since the day we abandoned our trains and bought permanent residency. What, seeing newbies makes you want to continue adventuring? Don't forget why we chose to run away in the first place. Do you have the guts to keep entering that wasteland? Give up, we're all afraid of death. Chit. Throwing down a handful of train coins, he turns and leaves. Only his figure seems a bit more hunched. Brother Qian, then are we really unable to reach level 4? Or should we find a guild to join? We have left the stall. Just as Muxiang said, no items above level 3 here. Didn't he say even if we don't join a guild, there's a chance to find flamestone in a chest? With your luck, you might find it at the next station. Heh, you're right. Thinking her luck would return, she immediately isn't so sad. Don't worry, Brother Qian. If I find 2 flamestones, I'll sell you one at a friendly price. Then should I thank you? That works too. In the plaza, Zhao Lin and I, with no intention of joining a guild, prepare to leave and explore other places. But our choice doesn't mean others would choose the same. Li Xiaosheng. This man, who self-proclaims himself the protagonist, stands before a man in a white suit, his face flushed with red and green. A resource radar talent, not bad. You're the 3rd resource radar today. Lucky you. Join our guild and become part of the resource team. You'll have a good life. Are there many resource radars? Under envious gazes from others, Li Xiaosheng struggles to ask. It's all right, one of the most common talents. You're really lucky, kid. Most people wish they had a talent but don't have the ability. The man in the white suit doesn't notice that Li Xiaosheng's expression is as painful as an otaku whose fantasy has been shattered. He clenches his fists, a mix of unwillingness and confusion. Why shouldn't this talent be unique to me? Why do others have it too? This isn't fair. I'm supposed to be the most special. He screams internally. The man in the white suit looks at him suspiciously and casually pats his head. There's no need to be so excited about joining a guild. Work hard, I have high hopes for you. B brother, in the guild can I also buy flamestone? Right. I heard from others that only in a guild can one. I was wondering if I could get it in advance. Yes, you can, but you don't need to be in such a hurry. The man waves his hand. A train captain with resource radar talent, after joining the guild, cannot upgrade for at least 10 stations. This is to protect you from dying before you can fully utilize your talent at higher level stations. Of course, the guild will also provide some advanced items to protect you. It's not too late to upgrade to level 4 when your strength is mature and your foundation solid. Also, for your upcoming stations, a train assistant will accompany you to collect resources. The guild will also provide tools. Li Xiaosheng can no longer hear the rest. He only feels a chill. What did it mean, not being able to upgrade within 10 stations? He had to stay at level 3 for a full 10 stations. Why? Clearly an attempt to squeeze out the value of his resource radar and gather enough materials before he died. And he had to bring an assistant. Assistant? Their monitor's right. He angrily slams his hand on the table. Sorry, it seems I'm not suitable for your guild. I want to speed up my leveling and don't plan to stay at level 3. Before he finishes, the man in the white suit chuckles. Oh, so you're ambitious. Too bad, useless my friend. Even if you go to another guild, it'll be the same. For resource radar talent users, leaving the newbie area and joining a guild, the 10-station collection period is a consensus among all guilds. Even if you go to another guild, it will be the same. Then you'll just not join a guild. The commotion attracts attention. Members of other guilds knowing the backstory look at him with mocking gazes. If you don't join a guild, you'll never be able to reach level 4 in this lifetime. Flamestone is only in our hands. A resource radar talent, once past the newbie area, is entirely a negative talent. With such a trash talent, you won't be able to enter many excellent stations. Do you think you're very powerful? He stops, his back trembling. The truth he least wanted to know has still appeared. After passing the newbie area, resource radar truly becomes a negative talent in every sense. He has to go to stations with large amounts of wood, metal, and parts, and these stations often won't have many other rewards. One step slow, every step slow. He feels as if he had fallen into a cage woven by others. A goat walking into a tiger's mouth. That person, isn't that Li Xiaoshan? Zhao Lin points to him as he sheepishly returns to the man in the white suit and silently chooses to join. You know him. This guy posted his photos in the chat room before, many times. He's extremely narcissistic. Some of the girls I've traded with said they even received friend requests from him, asking them to be his girlfriend without even meeting. Looking at him in the crowd, I hear more conversation. Resource radar. Li Xiaosheng indeed has his talent, but it is not such a rare one. From beginning to end, I could feel that he had an extremely strong sense of self-identity, believing himself the most special. Now, discovering that he isn't so special, and that this specialness even prevents him from upgrading, his heart is probably quite broken. Boring. Let's go. Wait for me, Brother Qian. Where are we going? Did you forget what I said when we arrived in this city? What? Enjoy. I snap my fingers and a stack of 1,000 stars coins appears neatly in my hand. Since we're here and there's nothing else to do, don't you want to reminisce about your past modern life? She blinks. Can we do karaoke then? Throughout the day, I truly experience how much this city embraces entertainment. Eating, drinking, playing. Shops everywhere. The natives incredibly respectful and enthusiastic tour captains. Even in the past world, it would be difficult to find all kinds of entertainment in one place. Even at night, the lives of captains not only don't stop, but become more intense. For pleasure, some would even disregard their own lives. In a hot spring of a certain inn, my entire body is immersed in it. A faint milky white glow drips from the spring, and soaking feels as comfortable as being in a mother's womb. My mind is empty, I don't need to think about anything. Unfortunately, this hot spring is not for me alone. Splash! A black-haired middle-aged man with a weathered look and scars sits down. I don't pay attention at first, but the uncle suddenly speaks. Young man, do you want to join our organization? Question mark. Organization, not a guild. The inexplicable invitation immediately wakes me from my empty state. Subconsciously, ebony appears in my hand, dark muzzle pointed at the scarred uncle. We don't seem to know each other, uncle. You must have invited the wrong person. He takes a deep puff from his cigar. No mistake. That smiling tiger from the church sent me. Oh right, it's Shia. He told me to tell you that we and Shia are from the same organization. The atmosphere is silent. Clearly this explanation is not enough to make me lower my guard. Interesting. A storage device hidden on his body. Is it that bracelet on your hand? That doesn't seem to concern you, senior. Ha, indeed. Holding the cigar in his mouth, the man snaps his fingers and a friend request notification is sent. My name is Fan Huo. Everyone calls me Old Fan. You can call me that too. Don't be so nervous. I don't mean you any harm. I just happened to come to City of 1,000 Stars to do something. That smiling tiger in the church, said Shea. That crazy woman seemed to be on very good terms with a newbie and even gave away the organization's annual train maintenance slot. I was a bit curious, came to check you out, and by the way, to invite you to join our organization. Taking a deep breath, the thick cigar is instantly reduced to ash. Sister Shea never told me about any organization. That's normal. After all, it's an organization, not a place with strict rules. Just everyone with similar goals came together. Over time, it gained a tiny bit of influence. Clack, a dark green flame burns at his fingertips. He pulls out another cigar from who knows where and lights it. His gaze sweeps over my ebony brows slightly raised. Your gun is good. Thank you for the compliment. I return to the hot spring. I can feel this man named Fan Huo has no ill intentions. Moreover, his train captain level is definitely not low. If he really wanted to do something, why waste so much breath? How did you find me? Did that person in the church plant a tracker? It's not that much trouble. There's nothing in City of 1,000 Stars that can't be bought with train coins. There are surveillance cameras everywhere on the road, and they're not just for finding vehicles. Is that so? But I heard the city doesn't allow the sale of items above level 4. You can't necessarily buy everything even with money. Looking at the cigar in his mouth that has been smoked dry again, I strongly suspect his lungs are entirely made of smoke. Was he not afraid of choking to death? That's just because the things you've come into contact with are too low level. You'll understand when your train level is higher. Fan Huo rises from the hot spring and casually throws over a card engraved with a faceless saint. Here, take this. If you want to join the organization, open it. If not, forget it. The reason I invited you is only because of that crazy woman Shea. Speaking of which, you're the one who released her, right? Heh, you're really capable. Can you tell me how you did it? Senior Fan, everyone has their own secrets. Don't you agree? He shrugs and lights another cigar. You're right. For some reason, I always feel there is a hint of playfulness in his eyes. Crazy woman. What does that mean? Literal meaning. You'll understand later. For some reason, I suddenly recall the scene in Mystery Bell Town's church, where Shea crushed a doll's head with her bare hands. Crazy woman. It seems the title is quite fitting. I have things to do. Goodbye. Fan Hu leaves the hot spring. His arrival and departure are like a puff of smoke, so fast it is suffocating. I toy with the card, pulling up the screen to appraise. Emperor Sequence Organization Invitation Card. After use, one can become a member of the Emperor Sequence Organization and enter its exclusive chat room. Shu. Card Sequence. I think of what Shia told me about the card sequence not long ago, and how Shia was sealed because of 1/3 of the blasphemy card. Could it be the purpose of this organization is to collect those cards? Should I join? I fall into thought. From what Fan Huo said, he didn't know I possessed the blasphemy card, which means Shea hadn't told anyone I was the new owner. So if they really wanted to collect the sequence, weighing the pros and cons, I feel it would be more reliable to ask a professional. Ye Qian, Sister Shea, do you know Fan Huo? A moment later, Shea, making lollipops in the church, hears the notification and frowns slightly. Is he a smoker? He's a smoker. Oh, then he probably invited you to join the organization, right? Did that guy give you an invitation card? Tisk, ? She crosses her legs, annoyed by Fan Huo's meddling. I was originally going to City of 1,000 Stars this time to give you an invitation card, but that guy beat me to it. That's strange, that smoker rarely sends out invitation cards, doesn't he? Haven't seen him in over 10 years, has he changed? Well, that's fine, it seems I'll have to give you something else. So the thing she said she would give me was this invitation card. Then can I use it? Before you use it, let me tell you something. There aren't many people in the Emperor Sequence Organization. I just glanced at the chat box. Excluding the dead ones and including you, there are only 18 in total. You don't have to talk in the chat room. Besides me, your sister, there isn't a single normal person in there, especially one named Zhu Xing too. She's even more of a charlatan. Listening to her talk will make you lose your sanity. I silently recall the smoker just now and the things Shea had done. It seems it wouldn't be a problem to remove the phrase besides her. Are you thinking something very impolite? How could I? I was thinking about where we should meet after Sister Shea arrives. This city is quite big. I'll find you then. That city should be the same as before. As long as you have money, you can buy everything there. It was that same line again. The chat ends, and I raise my eyes to look at the artificially created virtual galaxy above. Still a bit too weak, but never mind, now is time to enjoy. Submerging into the water, the outside sounds completely cut off. The world before my eyes is pitch black, and the comfort that spreads throughout my body allows my mind to empty. But, pounded at signs and %. Question mark. Whoosh. Suddenly sitting up, the inexplicable sound that had echoed in my ears vanishes as if it had been an illusion. But it was definitely not an illusion. It was real. Swish. The blasphemy card is taken out from the storage unit. Looking at the anchor on it, for some reason I always feel the sky is speaking. But this is clearly an inanimate object. Phew, it's been so long since I had a bath. Wah, I was almost dirty to death. Zhao Lin in a bathrobe walks out humming, sees me sitting not far away drinking iced cola with a table full of fried chicken in front. Quickly runs over. Brother Qian, when did you come out? A fair hand stealthily reaches for the chicken. I catch her red-handed and slap it away. Buy your own if you want to eat. No, I won't eat. I'm on a diet. Despite her words, she swallows, looking at the freshly made chicken. I'm telling you, is it necessary to be so stingy? You had pretty good luck at the last stop. No harvest. I did, but all the train coins were taken by that screw Jie. She speaks the latter part softly, but I still hear clearly. I only took 5 coins in total. You should have at least 1 left. Do you think I haven't opened a level 3 chest? She stubbornly says she isn't hungry, but is still hoping I'd leave some. Unfortunately, she is overthinking. I bought food entirely according to my appetite, never intending to share. I rent 2 rooms in the inn. Lying on the bed, I find it hard to sleep. Taking out the blasphemy card, I recall the voice in the spring. What exactly was that thing? Speaking of which, every time I use the Anchor's Voyage, I seem to hear similar sounds. Should I ask? No, forget it. Putting away the card, I take out another. The Emperor Sequence Organization's invitation card. There shouldn't be any problem. The card swipes through the air. A chain-like stream of light forms a milky white chat screen in midair. Update personal information. Has joined faction Emperor Sequence Organization. No one speaks. My joining is as silent as a small pebble in a rushing river. But soon a friend request arrives. Zhu Xing too has sent you a friend request. Isn't this the charlatan Shea mentioned? Accept. Zhu Xing too. Hello newbie, welcome to the Emperor Sequence Organization. Fate has brought us together. Although it might be a bit presumptuous, can you tell me if you have found the 3rd fragment of the blasphemy card? Not yet. In a carriage resembling an astrological palace, the black-haired woman with eyes like a galaxy looks at the reply on the light screen and slightly turns the extremely complex compass before her. Strange. Why can't I see if what he said is true? Turning it again, the galaxy in her eyes gradually returns to black pupils, and her demeanor changes from charlatan to much more normal. This is fate. Fate prevents me from seeing his fate. Ah, how truly magical, don't you agree? In front of her 13 cards with various patterns float in midair. One flies into her hand. Oh, so proactive. Could it be he has? Heh. Speaking of which, sending Fan Huo to invite him should make Shea quite unhappy. After all, he's her benefactor. Fate tells me she'll have to prepare a new gift for her benefactor. Heh. I hope she doesn't kill me. With a smirk, she hums a cheerful tune and types. Another message comes through. Yo, little brother who saved Shia, when a newbie joins the organization, there's always a newbie gift. Besides that, as the founder of the organization, I should also tell you what our Emperor Sequence organization is all about. This person, why do they feel different from just now? From full of charlatan vibes, constantly mentioning fate, to now calling me little brother with an inexplicably playful tone. I once again recall what Shea said. There are no normal people in this organization. Shea gave you a fragment of the blasphemy card. But did she tell you about card sequences? I know about card sequences. That's great, no need to explain too much. The goal of our Emperor Sequence organization is to collect all the cards of a certain type of card sequence. Just like Shea, her card sequence is the angel card. Like the smoker who invited you, his card sequence is the war card. And you, although you will eventually possess a blasphemy card, however, Shea should have also told you about the special nature of profane cards. They cannot be collected. So as a member of the organization, your newbie reward is a card from a card sequence. If I'm not mistaken, you should have a devil card, right? Would you believe me if I said no? No. Alright, how did you know? Hee. That's because I'm very amazing. She plays with the card engraved with a raven pattern in her hand, and throws it into the light screen. Here, newbie benefit. New email. Opening it, the raven patterned card immediately appears. Evil devil card. Harbinger. Harbinger consumes spirit. Demon Raven comes to announce death.